Ladies and gentlemen, it is Monday, February the 10th, 2020. It's episode 56 of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. I'm Dave McCray in Toronto. Tony Michael is in Atlanta, Georgia. Tonight we're watching Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live! Tony Michael, how the hell are you?
Dave McCray, I am doing good. How's it going up there in Toronto? Hey, dude, we got a shit snowstorm the other day. I think we had more snow than you guys.
I think you may have had more snow than us, although we did.
Neighbor is a little drunk right now, I think.
we did get a dumping of snow yesterday, although it did melt sort of today. We're supposed to be getting another dumping later on in the week, and it's supposed to get very chilly. So we are getting some dumpings of snow here and there, but it had, you know what, it really, for a Toronto Canadian winter, has been pretty mild. Yeah. I gotta say. So I can't complain. And then of course, you know, we have maybe another month, 6 weeks of this stuff, and then it starts to really kind of warm up a bit by April. So hopefully we're gonna skip, you know, the worst of it. Hopefully. So
yeah, man. I've been waiting all week to get you live because I was so expecting him to be all Trump-like during the State of the Union and totally troll the Dems by saying, I'm unimpeachable, you can't impeach me. I was just waiting for something, and he didn't deliver. He didn't go all Trump-like. So
he didn't.
For me, I don't usually ask this. The audience usually asks this. But I'm going to ask you to kick off the show with a little Trump impersonation of how you think Trump would have handled trolling the Dems during the State of the Union about not being impeachable.
That's a loaded question, but I think it would probably go something like, "My fellow Americans, Nancy, you suck. You can't do shit. Tearing stuff up doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. I am unimpeachable. I am the best, the biggest, the brightest, the most unimpeachable president that has ever lived. It's just who I am. It's how I make my living. The broad behind me who's tearing up the paper, it doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. I am still amazing. I am who I am. All right? I am who I am. I am incredible. I am sexy. None of you are sexy, okay? And by the way, Nancy, please, all right? I wouldn't give you the time of day, okay? He'd probably, that's like what he's probably, yeah. It'd be something like that. I'd be like, Nancy, I don't think so, okay? I don't think so.
All week to get you to do this for me, because I was expecting him, and he didn't do it. I was like, fuck, like, what the fuck? I was expecting that.
Can you actually imagine he's up there and he's like, Nancy, I don't think so. Okay, exactly. I don't think. No.
We all were expecting that. I think something.
I would not shake your hand. No.
and the big event ends up being Pelosi ripping the fucking speech up. Really, it's like, holy shit.
You can rip it, but you're not getting rid of me. Okay, it's not going to happen. 40 more years. Okay.
44, 80 years.
80 years.
I do. I mean, I'm not a big fan of his, but the fact that he trolls it, it's just like, God,
well, you know what's so look, I mean, I certainly don't want to, touch on a touchy subject, but being somebody who doesn't really fall on either side of the aisle,
Canadian,
you can, right? Well, we have the conservatives and the liberals up here too, but I don't really fall on I just not really into it, right? So there's some things I believe in that might be sort of left of center, and then there's some things that might be more right of center, and that it's kind of like I don't subscribe to the idea that it's all the way, and there's a lot of gray area in the world, right, and a lot of room to grow and learn all that kind of shit. Sure. But I think when you have that approach where you're more kind of down the middle, you just see the absurdity in everything.
Same
like you
here.
see the absurd, like
right
I can
down the middle with you guys, and I'm like, damn, watching both sides. I'm like, this shit is like, this shit can't be real. This shit has to be scripted.
Dude, it's so fun. Like I can see the absurdity on the left. I can see the absurdity on the right. I can see it's actually a really nice place to be. It's like being in the press box and just watching the game and just having no horse in the race. And you're just like, this is
I mean, it's anyway. Like, it's like the bullshit where, being a white male and being blamed for when a movie does bad because it's my fault. Your movie's doing bad. What the fuck?
Ladies and gentlemen, Chuck. Okay, so we're going to start off here. We are watching Friday the 13th, Part 6. Jason Lives here on episode 56 of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. If you have the movie, tune on DVD, Blu-ray, VHS, the wood-burning television, whatever it is, feel free to watch along with us. Yes. We will be getting to that in a moment, but Tony has something he wants to say. Something is grinding Tony's gears, folks. Something is grinding Tony's gears. Tony, the floor is yours. Take it away. Bob, start the clock. Start the clock. Tony's got something he wants to say. Okay, here we go. Tony, and the floor is yours.
Well, I mean, everyone knows we're not movie reviewers, okay? And we don't tend to throw ourselves into that ring. We keep it as casual as possible, talk about movies and whatever. But this whole fucking mentality now, I'm just tired of fucking hearing it when a strong female-led movie, which I'm a huge fan of, that I got the woman's fucking brand tattoo on me. I've got her fucking comic books here that I fucking read. It's my fault that your movie fucking flops at the box office. I'm done. I've kept my mouth shut for years on this. Didn't say shit when I was blamed for Ghostbusters. Not me personally, but my gender.
Tony personally was blamed. Tony Michael, you're the problem.
Ocean's 8 flops, my fault again. You know what I mean? Fucking now Birds of Prey is flopping, and it's my fault because I don't want to go see a movie that doesn't interest me. So then let me ask this question. Who do I start blaming that's not following me on Instagram and supporting the content that I create on Instagram, whether it's my horror themed or black and white photos on my second account? I mean, that just seems to be the trend. I've got to blame someone, right? So, I'm making content. Well, how come not 1.4 billion people that are on Instagram? Why aren't they all following me? Why aren't they all liking every picture that I post on there?
What the fuck is with that?
Right. I mean, it's all, I blame it on all the white males, all the white males should be following me. It's your fault that I don't have the likes and the followers.
You're damn fucking right. It's your fault. It's your fault, Tony.
It's nuts. It's nuts. That dude freaking tweeted that nonsense out that, I've seen.
Who was this? Who tweeted that out?
He's the creator of The Punisher and fucking, pull this shit up. Conway, Jerry Conway.
Oh, Jerry.
Yeah, good old Jerry. Good old fucking Jerry started the shit show with that. But, he's basically piggybacking off of what's, been fed in the narrative by the media. Speaking of the hypocrisy of the media, didn't we just have a show not too long ago about Joker and the controversy surrounding Joker, how, he's killing people in the movie? Yet here we are 5 fucking months later with the same fucking media praising Harley Quinn for doing the exact same shit in her movie. I'm like, are we this fucking bipolar as a culture now? Like we just said a few moments ago about, is this shit fucking real? Or are people making this shit up because one minute you're over here saying bad killing, you can't do that in a comic book movie. Now it's like, yay, fucking Spice Girls bullshit. Yay, fucking kill them all, fucking Harley. What the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? I mean, one day it's going to get to a point where all Michael Myers is going to do in a film, he's going to stalk him. He's going to get close and like, oh, nope, sorry, we can't kill you anymore. Especially
that's Tony Michael, P.O. Box 555, Atlanta, Georgia.
And then fucking, dude, I don't get it, bro. Like, how is it we evolved to a culture where we just blame it on a certain group of people that, you're not being well received. I mean, movies flop. You know, when I post a picture on Instagram, sometimes it doesn't do as well. It just fucking happens. You know, I'm not going to hit a home run every time. Certainly, I'm going to step up to the plate and take my best swing, but that's just the nature of being a creator. You know this in creating videos on here. Sometimes, man, you know, you go at it and it's like, fuck, we didn't really quite hit a home run with it. But then you go back and reapproach and, you know, figure out a new game plan. This whole thing of pointing fingers and blaming, you know, white men because it's our fault that we don't go see something that just doesn't intrigue us.
Hey, listen.
And I said this in our Joker video. I said, you know, people, it's nothing against Harley Quinn. You know, I love the character. I fucking got her branded on me, okay? You can't do Harley without the fucking Joker. I don't care how hard you try. What Harley is to Joker is what Robin is to Batman. People are not going to go see a Robin movie without fucking Batman. And the bottom line is, even though they've done, you know, the Harleen series that I'm reading right now with Harley Quinn, and they've done other series with her by herself without the Joker, they've got a good animated series going on right now that I'm enjoying a lot. The reality is, as far as a 2-hour standalone movie, even though she's with a team of girls in this, people are not asking for that. Put her with Joker, doesn't matter if it's Jared Leto Joker, Joaquin Joker, and it's a Harley Quinn Joker movie, you're going to put more asses in the seats, and that's just the fucking reality. That's not being sexist. That's not putting down women. That's just the fucking reality. You're already turning more than half of your audience away when you're saying, you know what, Harley's going to be away from Joker. And you're going to be like, you know what, because there's a lot of Joker fans that are not Harley fans. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people in the comic book world, like my brother, deep, hardcore comic book fans that are not, you know, not like me, where I would consider myself like, I know the material. I read some of it. I'm not reading all of it, but I know enough when people start referencing shit. I'm like, oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. But the hardcore fans, a lot of them are like, I don't really care for Harley Quinn. You know what I mean? Like, she's a cool sidekick for Joker. She's fun. She's kooky. She's crazy. She's Joker's babe, you know, whatever. But as far as like, yeah, I want a standalone. No, but a standalone Joker film. Yes, because it's a very interesting character that's won 2 Academy Awards, played by 2 different great actors.
Right, right. Tony Michael, P.O. Box 666, Atlanta, Georgia, United States. Listen,
I mean, I know you're not into comic book films.
No,
shit,
I'll just say that.
General topic.
Yeah. I'll just say that in principle, like obviously, I wasn't aware how well or not Birds of Prey did this weekend. I looked up the box office. Obviously, it didn't do as well as they'd hoped. If anybody is blaming that on it's nonsense. Shut up. Just shut up. Like, enough with it. Enough with it. All right? There are a variety of reasons why movies don't do well. And one of which could be that it doesn't appeal to guys, right? Sometimes guys are like, that's not a movie I really want to go and see. But that doesn't necessarily mean in and of itself that there's anything sexist around it. It could just be that doesn't really appeal to me. The character is just not something I want to go and see. Put Margot Robbie in something else and, you know, I'll be first in line. But, you know, Harley Quinn, really not my game. Generally speaking, right? Of course you're going to have hardcore Harley fans out there going,
sure.
But generally, it might not be the, you know, a Birds of Prey Harley Quinn standalone movie probably wasn't going to reel in $190 million in the box office. I mean, let's think about this for, you know, but anybody that is like, you know, I've said about toxic fandom, and like I said to you before we went live, I said I was talking primarily in the world of Star Wars, but the whole sort of whatever it is, whether it's the woke stuff or the blame this and the blame that, it's becoming a business. And there are a lot of people that have vested interests in just perpetuating the narrative of the culture that is now sort of running rampant through society. And there are people that are educated and informed and know what's going on and can speak about this from a very informed perspective. And then there are those that are speaking from a very subjective, ill-informed, ignorant perspective, just glomming on to buzzwords and throwing out buzzwords that they hear other people on, you know, YouTube saying, and because it feels right, they start, but really at the end of the day, they have no idea what the fuck they're saying or talking about. If you were to actually peel away the onion and challenge them on it, they just fall apart because it's all surface. That is usually, and you usually find young kids, like teenagers today, their hearts are in the right place, but they really are uneducated. Not everybody. I mean, you'll find some kids that are really, you know, up on it, but a lot of the kids have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Bless them. You know, I don't really blame them. They're young, they're ignorant, they don't know, but they glom on it. Yeah, rah, 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 yeah, you know, fuck this. Fuck. It's like, what the fuck? You know what the fuck you're talking about? You know what I mean? So it's just, you know, I don't have a dog in the race.
Guys literally apologizing. Men literally
nonsense.
tweeting back to this guy, apologizing like, geez, I'm sorry. I didn't
grow.
Why are you apologizing because a movie flopped? Like,
it's nonsense.
What the
it's
fuck?
Nonsense. Yeah, no,
like,
that's nonsense. I would never apologize for something I had nothing to do with or nothing I cannot change. Like, I'm white. I would never apologize for being white because it was not my choice. Sorry. You know, I mean, I'm not going to apologize for that, right?
Sorry, your sperm had a little bit too much of that cream.
And that sorry, by the way, is you know, not really a sorry, right? No, I get what you're saying, and it's crossing, you know, into politics and entertainment, into our culture, and it's disappointing, but a lot, but you know, yes, it is. It's getting absurd. Frank's it is. It's absolutely absurd.
Here. 2 white males and some bullshit. That's what we need to call the show from now on. We're 2 white dudes and some bullshit.
There you go.
You
know, there you go.
That's the label I've been pronoun, whatever.
It's just
I've been
nonsense. Given. It's just nonsense. It's just
you know,
treat people.
Brought up in the chat, and I'm sorry because your name, but I agreed with that person here a second ago. They brought up Wonder Woman 84. I'm stoked for that. Why? I love the 80s. That's the decade I grew up in. That's my childhood. So I'm already drawn to it. 1980s, yep. I'm signed up. Wonder Woman, okay. I really enjoyed the first one with Gal Gadot. I thought it was a great movie. I have it. I own it. I've watched it a few times. Still like it. Still holds up. And I'm excited to see the sequel. So this whole notion of like, oh, you bad men, you just don't like strong women. No, I'm fucking can't wait to see Wonder Woman.
It's an easy excuse. It's an easy excuse. It's being used as a crutch. Oh, so that's why, when there are a multitude of quantifiable reasons,
you know, you're going to get this from Halloween October this year. If you say anything negative, about the Halloween film, especially towards any of the female performances, you're going to get shit on. That's just the culture we live in.
You never know. It's entirely possible. Hey,
I'm ready for some Jason, man. Hey,
let's watch.
Also filmed about 30 minutes from where I live.
It was Friday the 13th,
so we're
part 6.
Have a lot to talk about.
Is anybody in the chat? Are you guys ready for Friday the 13th, part 6? Let's do it. All right, Tony. I am paused. I have paused the movie at the. I have Paramount, a Gulf Western company, paused on the screen.
There. Hold on. Let me get there. I'm just about there. All right.
That's where I have, folks. So, yes, Tony and I have a Paramount, a Gulf Western company, Paramount Pictures logo on the screen. We have paused it there. A couple super chats came in.
Got the soundtrack on vinyl. Jason Lives up there. You know, little Alice and the whole score. It's a good soundtrack.
Cool. Let me just quickly read these 2 super chats. One from Emil Bjorklund. Am I saying that right? Hopefully. You never know. Bjorklund. Appreciate it. That looks like a Swedish currency. Hey, Dave and Tony, which Friday Jason movies do you own? Do you have them on VHS, DVD, or Blu-ray? I have 1 through 4, Freddy vs. Jason on Blu-ray, and the rest on DVD. Well, I have 1 through 5 or 6 on VHS, and I have them all on Blu-ray.
Cool. I have 1 through 7, including Freddy vs. Jason and the reboot Jason 2009 on digital. And then VHS, I have Friday, the original, part 2, Jason Lives, and
awesome.
Yeah, I think that's it. And then of course the vinyl. I have the whole. Well, not the whole, but what they have on vinyl that they released.
Cool.
I have the original part 2, part 6, and part 4. I got part 4 on vinyl.
Awesome, awesome. And Intel Wild sends in a super chat. Thank you, buddy. Please, Dave, give us Donald Trump trick or treat, motherfucker. All right, trick or treat. Motherfucker. Okay, just trick or treat.
Get you doing sound bites.
Motherfucker.
That's my ring or text tone. So it's someone texts me. Trick or treat,
motherfucker.
All right, ready?
All right, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and play.
Yes, filmed right in good old Rutledge, Georgia, my backyard, literally 30 minutes from where I live. I'm up there a lot. I do all my Friday the 13th themed photo shoots up at this location on the campgrounds, in the woods, by the lake.
Yeah.
This cemetery coming up here, this was...
Yeah, I have the clouds right now, kind of lightning. Oh, there we have the moon. The moon.
That's the lake. That's Camp David.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Camp David. I love seeing shit that I see all the time.
What's on your screen right now?
The camp, the montage, the fog and the trees, the woods of the campsite.
Okay, cool. The dog now?
The back roads of Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. The back roads of Rutledge. That's literally right out in front of the camp.
That's cool. That's cool. Tom Matthews, of course, is Jason Voorhees.
The cemetery is a little bit, if for those who ever want to go there and visit, it's about 20 minutes from the campground. It's in Madison Cemetery, downtown Madison. It's this old, historic, Gothic, very Tom McLaughlin. You know, if you know Tom McLaughlin, director, he's very rock. He's never left rock. He's still rock to this day, but he's into that Gothic-y type look. And if you go to the cemetery there, it has just that very old, I love shooting there and taking photographs and shit in there. It's very cool.
Very, very cool. Now, I want to give a quick shout out to Vincent DeSante, of course, writer, director, and star of Never Hike Alone. He is also currently in production on Never Hike in the Snow, which is a prequel to
with Tom Matthews, right?
With Tom Matthews, yeah, and some returning Friday the 13th alumni. I can't wait to talk all about it with Vince. Well, with what he's willing to share when I get to the set of Dylan's New Nightmare. So, because he'll be there. So I look forward to hearing all the crazy stories from Never Hike in the Snow set. So that's awesome stuff. So
this is a nice wide shot of Madison Cemetery. Very cool. This is actually right near the entrance when you first there's two entryways. There's a back entryway, which no one really uses because it's too narrow to fit cars through. Then there's the main entryway, and where these guys are at, they're literally like, I don't know, I want to say 50 yards into the cemetery and off to the right of the main entryway.
Interesting. This is the Friday the 13th that really sort of, you know, I know it's a fan favorite. I mean, it is sort of the Elm Street 3 of the Friday the 13th series.
MTV ride,
or even part 4, actually. Elm Street 4. This is, I have to admit, this is not my favorite Friday the 13th. It isn't even. You. I know.
How dare you, Dave?
Get out! It's not even my second or third favorite. I don't hate it or anything. I mean, it's, you know, I enjoy it, but I think it's a little. It's an acquired taste, and I think it's, thankfully, most people really enjoy the acquired taste that it is, and I certainly can see what people love about it, 100%, absolutely. For me, I think and I'm like this with, like, you'll notice there's a pattern with me when it comes to the horror movies or the big three, right? I generally, not just like the originals, you know, the best, but I like when they take things seriously. And I don't mind if there's if there's an aura of humor or, you know, a line here or there. But Friday the 13th Part 6 is definitely very self-aware. Not self-aware like...
Tom McLaughlin did that on purpose.
100%. It's a calculated, deliberate, creative choice.
And he said that in the Crystal Lakes documentary.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with it. And certainly by this point in the series, you've sort of exhausted the shtick of Friday the 13th. What else do you do? Well, this is the movie that makes Jason literally supernatural. Yes. I think Jason was always a little bit of a hybrid. Well, listen, I mean, obviously, if you take the story at face value, and he was a boy that literally drowned and came back to life. Well, yeah,
well,
I mean,
yeah.
Right. I mean, obviously, then there's always been something supernatural about him from the very beginning, but there was always sort of that, maybe there's something else there or something. This just puts it to rest. He is literally supernatural.
Where McLaughlin was going with this at the beginning here. This is totally, and I think it's a great tribute to Frankenstein. Boris Karloff's Frankenstein.
Yes.
Great tribute to it. You know, you know it as a horror fan. You know what he's paying tribute to without totally going into the "it's alive," you know what I mean, shit, which is an iconic moment in horror. I mean, it really is, you know, going back to the 30s. But I love that tribute to Frankenstein here, because Jason becomes that Frankenstein monster.
That's right. That's right. And they play into it. They don't shy away from it. It's unapologetic. This is the direction we're moving in now with Friday the 13th. Is sort of a little bit of a self-aware wink to the audience, you know, not taking itself too seriously. Now, it's not like Scream. It's not that self-aware, but there's a little bit of that stickiness to it that, you know, it's, like you're kind of, you know, you're having a little bit of fun with it. And it knows exactly what it is. And for me, I find those things strange to do when they happen in the middle of a series. It always throws me off. So when I get comfortable with a series that's taking itself seriously, and I'm not here to say that the Friday the 13th franchise up to this point was incredible filmmaking, you know, I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that they were as predictable as they were, as redundant as they were, as routine as they were. They took themselves seriously. I mean, yes, they had some, you know, goofy things in it.
Say as bad as we want, man. It always stayed true to its continuity.
It did. It did.
Straight away, like Halloween.
Here's Jason now being resurrected by the lightning.
Jason.
Yeah. But I mean, as goofy as it, and each installment got a little bit goofier and goofier and goofier, but it still felt like you were watching, you know, it was serious. Like it was a legit sort of kind of thing for its time, of course. It wasn't, you know, great. But now when you get to part 6,
get hate from people, by the way, with Kane Hodder. Do you ever get hate because like that you're not a big fan of the Kane Hodder part of Jason?
No, I wouldn't say so. I don't really talk about it all that often, so I'm not entirely. But no, I haven't. No, Kane Hodder's not my favorite Jason because I think he's...
How dare you say that, Dave?
Well, I think he's in the worst Friday the 13th movies. He's the most known Jason because he was in the most, and he was in the later ones that people our age sort of remember the most because, you know, we were older. But I mean, part 7, 8, 9, and 10 are arguably the worst in the franchise. So, I mean... You know what I mean? Like, you can't exactly...
I'm okay with 7. Know? Like, 7 I can stomach sometimes just for shits and giggles, the Carrie versus Jason. Right. But everything after that, yeah, I agree with you 100%. But I was just curious, you ever catch any flack? Because I'll get some shit sometimes from the Hodder fans out there, like, why aren't you going to do a Hodder photo shoot? I'm not really a fan of that version of Jason. Like you.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, like, I mean... At this point, of course, you know, the film is sort of taking itself a little seriously, but the whole idea that he's being, you know, resurrected in the way, it's like a old school monster movie meets MTV horror of the late 80s.
That's exactly what it is.
100%. And I just found it's the flavor and the tonal shift. And again, I get it. What else are you going to do that you haven't done already before? I understand why they did it. But for me, I much prefer the original Friday the 13th films, 1 through 4. Those are my favorite. And this would probably be like my 5th favorite. But I enjoy it. I enjoy it for what it is. You know, it's certainly not terrible or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
this is 3rd on my list. It's Friday 2, then Friday, then part 6.
Then part 6.
Yeah.
Because you could even say, you could make the argument that this was the last good Friday the 13th movie.
Oh, hands down, was the last good one.
Now, I know some people are going to say, I like the 2009 one. I'm talking about in the original series. That this, you know,
and the James Bond opening. That
see what I'm talking about? Dope. You see, very self-aware, very kind of, you know, just a good little cheesy. You know, it's kind of like, what is this? What is this a comedy? What's going on here, right? So I always had trouble getting used to that. But yes, Tom Matthews will be back in Never Hike in the Snow. And maybe, if Never Hike in the Snow does really well, also the future installments, because I believe they have plans for sequels to Never Hike Alone as well. So really cool stuff.
Who do you prefer as Tommy? Tom Matthews or Corey Feldman?
Well, I think that's difficult to say. I think because we've only seen Corey Feldman as the young Tommy.
Kid Tommy, yeah.
Right. I think it's sort of like comparing apples and oranges. I think you could compare the guy who played him in part 5 and then Tom Matthews because they're both
Oh,
adults.
I forget that. The guy who played him in part 5. Yeah.
Right. Now, the guy who played him in part 5 was sort of at a different stage as well. Like he was suffering psychologically. He was more introverted. He was kind of quiet. They played him that way. Whereas Tom Matthews was playing him like a man on a mission, right? So even that is hard to compare because their characters, the approach is a bit different. I love that shot though of Jason walking down
Totally
the
plan
street
to recreate
with
that.
the
I've
big
got a
spear.
fence post being made. Yeah. I'm just waiting for
Good.
the fence post to get to or finish being made and come to me because I'm totally creating.
You know what
that
you should
shot.
do, dude? Take a photo of me or like my logo, print out like my logo that's on my channel, whatever, and get like a little photo and have him like putting the spear
Spear
through
Dave. I can't do
right
that
through
shit,
the middle of my
man.
face. I'd love that.
People
I'd love
know
it.
because the internet fans of yours will freaking think I'm trying to attack you or say something bad.
Let him think it. Let him think it. Tony and I will pretend to have a fight.
Feud.
Yeah, have a feud, and we're not talking to each other.
You're Trump, I'm Pelosi. Is that how it is?
That's right. That's
I mean,
right.
since I ripped the papers at the beginning, right?
Yeah,
I set my
that's
own
right.
self up for that.
Tony is I don't care. Okay, Tony, you're fired. Tony's fake news.
I'll put him down. Okay, now I'll pick it back up and rip him.
Tony is fake. Now this guy here, I forget his real name in real life, but the
sheriff.
not the sheriff, but his cop, you know, his deputy or whatever. He's also going to be a Never Hike in the Snow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Super cool.
So,
Is he playing the cop again?
I think he's playing an older
better have
version
his
of
laser
the
scope
cop.
where
Yes,
the
yeah. I
pointer
believe
goes.
it's him. I stand to be corrected, but I believe that's the same guy. Yeah. So that's really cool. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. What's the chat room saying here? Jason Knight says, I'm going to see Alice Cooper April 1st. Man behind the mask. I wonder if he'll sing it. He should. Holly Klein says he's the man behind the mask. He definitely is. Cody Snyder says, wherever the TED dot goes, yeah, I get it. The last day breathing in eternal snow. Well, if this is your last day breathing in eternal snow, then good luck to you.
I saw Alice with Motley Crue on what was originally Motley Crue's final farewell tour. Now coming back for the stadium tour this summer.
Very cool.
Yeah, and Alice was great. He kicked ass, man. He came out there and opened up the show for them, and he fucking kicked ass.
Did he sing "The Man Behind the Mask"? Or?
No, he sang
No.
pretty much all his big hits.
Yeah.
Man Behind the Mask is really that's a horror fan thing. You know what I mean?
It is.
It's a deep cut in his music archives that really only horror fans are gonna know.
That's right. No, it makes sense. Of course, here we're at the
Hey,
scene
there's
now.
Ghost.
The guy from Ghost.
I only remember him from Ghost, even though I
Same
know he's
here.
done other shit.
Oh, he has. He's the bad guy from Ghost. Isn't this the scene coming up in a second where they get killed and the American Express card is in the water?
Again, self-aware. Totally.
Don't leave home without it. Don't
Yeah.
leave home without it. Yeah. Can you imagine driving out there seeing this guy right in front of you? It's just like, what the fuck?
When we do the Jason themed photo shoots, there's a few people who look over their shoulders at us like, what the fuck's going on? Like, it creeps them out, even though they see my guy without the mask on.
Right.
At times when he's in the mask and everything and all Jasoned out,
Yeah.
it's creepy, and especially when you're on the filming location where they made this movie and
yes.
there's even me, and I know it's my buddy and he's not going to hurt
That's
me.
right.
I get creeped out.
That's right. And he looks like a pretty big guy too. So
Well, they had like what, 3 Jasons? Oh, my Jason, yeah.
your Jason. Yeah.
My Jason's a big boy, yeah. He's like 6'4", 280, like something. He's a big dude.
Yeah. But yeah, they did. The guy who plays Jason towards the end of this movie, or like the last half of the movie, like from half, is not the same guy that because you do notice a difference, especially
was there 2
when
or 3 Jasons in this? I
2
thought there
or
was
3. I think there was, because there's this guy here, and then there's the guy that's playing him during the paintball sort of fight.
Scene, right?
Because you can notice he's a little rotund.
Yeah, yes.
And then all of a sudden he's like physically fit and ripped,
right?
A bit later. So yeah,
that's what I said. When you really look at Jason in the beginning, he's not as in shape. We'll just say is the word. You know what I mean?
Right.
When the movie progresses, all of a sudden Jason turns into like the Hulk and he's ripped and
that's
you
right.
know what I mean? Like it's like, huh, okay.
That's right. Where we are of the movie, MJW says, we're at the scene where the actor from Ghost, I forget his name now, he's firing shots
Goldwyn,
on
Jeff,
Jason.
No, not Jeff Goldwyn, something Goldwyn.
Something like that.
Something like that.
He just got killed.
He got harpooned. Now, that was McLaughlin's wife, by the way, who's playing the counselor, the director's wife. He almost speared her while making that, like he literally missed her by like inches.
Wow.
And it was a real spear that they were using in the shot to break through the glass and, you know, pierce what ultimately was the car seat.
Right.
And of course now we get to the self-aware scene of
like, what
the
is
American Express
yeah, I
card.
love this. She's trying to take out money. I'll just give you money here.
Tony Goldwyn, that's the actor's name. Thanks, guys. Chat room, let us know.
Where did he go? He's gone.
Vanished.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that light on her eyes. Look at that light. That's great.
Timestamp in the movie is 1511, 1512, 13.
No!
There she goes. Don't leave home without it.
Don't leave home without it.
Jason Wiley, Dave and Tony, would you guys discuss the Omen trilogy at some point? It's one of my faves. Well, I'm very familiar with the Omen, not too familiar with the sequels. How about you?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I like the original Omen with Gregory Peck, but I'm not familiar with the sequel, so probably not. But we might do the first Omen, maybe.
Fun fact about where this police station was filmed was not actually a police station. They converted it into a police station. It's actually Covington, Georgia. It's downtown Covington, where they also filmed, here's our Michael versus Jason hybrid, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. If you remember the opening credits when Scout's walking down the street and then Brad walks up to her and says, you know, are you okay? That is downtown Covington, where Scout's walking up, if you remember the scene, and to the left, if you're looking at the screen, to the left is where the town hall is, where they set this up to be the police station.
Fascinating.
It's a little fun fact of a nice Halloween Friday crossover.
That's really cool. Interesting. I did not know that, folks. You learn something new every day, which is totally not true. Golford's Dog says, Michael Myers is supposed to be an intelligent, meticulous stalker. Jason is supposed to be a relentless hunter, but that all changed in sequels, says Golford's Dog.
And there she is, folks, Miss Jennifer Cook. My second favorite Friday girl with a beautiful ass.
Wow,
there it is. There's my ass comment for the night. Well,
there it is. Tony's ass comment for the night. We might get a few
more when they're driving their car trying to get away from the cop.
That's it. That's it.
We might get a few more inappropriate comments.
I thought I had a trick-or-treat motherfucker in here somewhere. Where is it?
Trick-or-treat, motherfucker!
There you go. Yeah. That's me, by the way, not Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, Amy Steele's my first favorite Friday girl, then Jennifer Cook, then what's her name from the original, Adrienne King. That's how my Friday girls go.
The Friday Girls.
The Friday Girls.
That should be a movie right there. Of course. Yeah, it's all the Friday Girls. They all go on this like slumber party weekend together, and
well, isn't there like a
88-year-old
Gal
Jason
Friday?
shows
Isn't
up.
that like an actual phrase? Your Gal Friday? Isn't that like something that people say? But I think even Iron Man had his thing was named Friday.
Okay.
His AI was named Friday.
Okay. Okay, I'm not sure.
But I thought the term Gal Friday or Pal Friday or something was actually a thing.
I'm not sure. Chat room might know. The chat room might know.
It's a phrase. I know it's a phrase of some sorts. Wasn't he at one point going to be Jason's dad? That he was going to be?
Yes,
at one point,
I believe so.
They were going to make him
that's
Tobias,
right.
Right?
That's right. Yeah, at one point he was. He was.
Ah, there's the dock. There's the campgrounds.
I got to say that
Camp David. It looks the same, except that they just painted it blue instead of brown. Everything. That's what I love. Nothing has changed. The entryway doesn't have the wood thing crossover with the sign anymore.
Right.
But other than that, everything aesthetically that you see in this film looks identical. Even the kitchen that they go into, the same countertop is there. The same faucet is there. It was so cool when I first walked in there and I saw the kitchen sign. I'm like, that's in the fucking movie. There's
maybe you should.
That's in the movie. I was freaking out, dude. It was crazy.
Maybe you should do a. If you think of it, the next time you're there, maybe do a bit of video, like a walkthrough, and we could post it here on the channel or something like that.
I can totally.
Be kind of cool.
That.
Get
Actually,
like a drone shot.
I can rent it out for the weekend, and you and the girl fly down, and we can make a whole video on it.
That'd be cool. That would be cool. That definitely would be cool. I got to say that just looking at the camp, although it's not camp. What was it? Bobby Bosco, whatever the name was of the original camp in New Jersey. That was the actual camp's name. Although it doesn't look like that, because that's clearly like East Coast, Midwest, whatever. But this, although it's got that sort of that more browny Southern kind of vibe, at glances, if you don't linger too much on the lake or whatever, I'm like, maybe it's the same place.
Yep.
Maybe it's the same place. I don't feel that way when I watch part 3. I don't feel that way at all.
Or
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But this, I'm kind of like, I can kind of tell it's different.
Area. Yeah.
It feels like it could be the same area.
That just
what I mean?
Progressed a little bit over the 20, 30 years. Yes, exactly.
Right. Like it just,
and a little fun fact about that kitchen, by the way, the lunchroom, which is connected to that kitchen, is actually what they converted into the children's bedroom for the movie.
Oh.
Because there's not anything there big enough. The actual kid cabins at the campground are very small. No way they were going to be able to fit a filming crew in there to actually film like some of the iconic scenes in this movie when Jason, is walking along and then he has that interactive moment with Nancy, which to this day, McLaughlin, I know you're saying it's not, but that is a tribute to the Nightmare. And I don't care what he says. He totally tributed that, which is cool. I mean, it's totally, whatever. But that was the lunchroom that they converted into the kid's bedroom.
Very cool. Very cool. This is now again, this is a scene that goes back to sort of my ability or my inability, I should say, to sort of maybe like this movie a bit more, like a lot of fans do, is the hokiness, cheesiness of the paintball scene. And it's, it's kind of, there's that bumpy bump vibe to it. And it just is strange to me. Like you just kind of,
you're expecting the Benny Hill music to come on.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, here we are. It's and again, I get it. I totally get why they're trying something new. But when I guess I just was too much of a serious kid. Maybe I needed to loosen up a bit. But when you are so used to them taking themselves seriously, again, that doesn't mean that. Come on, there is Crispin Glover's dance, of course, but that was in line with his character as well. But I don't know. You get to this movie and there's a lot of this kind of cheeky sort of and I just never was a big fan of it. I don't know, but I certainly can see the appeal.
Yep,
for sure.
This guy who's chopping away is about to lose his shit here with Jason. He's really good in this TV show that someone recommended to me that I'm loving right now. That's on Netflix called Longmire. Okay. It's a modern day kind of Western style show. And cool. He plays a supporting character on it. Really, really good show. It's got Lou Diamond Phillips, Richie.
Okay.
So it's a good movie.
Very cool.
TV show series.
Emil Bjorkland again sends in a super chat. Thank you very much, buddy. Says, Mr. McRae, I know you didn't include Freddy versus Jason and Jason X in your ranking. Would they be in the middle or the bottom? Kane's Jason and X is his best, I think. I'd put Freddy versus Jason and Jason X near the bottom. I'm not a big fan of.
Put them on the list. How about that?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of crossovers. I don't. Again, they're too chintzy, hokey, and gimmicky to me. I like my.
I think they're fun to do in art, but not like as an actual literal movie, like a drawing, a photo, something like that.
Fan film
things, fun. But an actual, I agree with you. But actual movie, no. It
just feels too
hokey.
Yeah, hokey. I just don't like it.
Godzilla versus King Kong, that makes sense. Jason
that does make
versus
sense.
Michael, Jason versus Freddy. I'm just like,
it's like, wow. So they live in each other's universes now. Like it just seems strange.
I mean, you don't have this in, look, horror movies to some degree are based on facts. It's based on real life experience. Somebody read something somewhere. They took that and put it into a movie. I mean, that's most horror films.
Right.
But you don't have Ted Bundy versus Jeffrey Dahmer, or Zodiac versus Jack the Ripper. You know what I mean? So it's just like
Ted Bundy versus Manson.
You see how stupid that sounds as I'm saying it, right?
Right.
That's basically what me and Dave are saying with the whole versus thing. It's just like, it's like I said, to do it in an art form, a drawing, an artist conception, absolutely have fucking fun with it.
I think it actually diminishes the value and the integrity, if there is any at that point, of the character, because somebody, see, now here's rotund Jason.
Right. Yes.
Rotund Jason. Yeah, eventually he's gonna. Very rotund, very different than what he was earlier. Yeah. Eventually somebody's going to lose. Somebody's going to have to sacrifice certain things. It doesn't work. I just don't like it. And inevitably, if you ever get to a point in a series where you think maybe you should start crossing over, I think that should be the signal there that maybe you should end it.
End it.
You know, hey, what about Chucky versus Pinhead? Okay, enough. We're done. We've exhausted it.
It's like this. It's like, hey guys, we're putting on a show. You're gonna get a chance to see the Beatles, and oh, by the way, your drummer is not Ringo. It's gonna be Tommy Lee. Your lead singer is not John Lennon. It's gonna be Axl Rose. Your bass player is gonna be Nikki Sixx. You know what I mean? It's just like you're not getting the Beatles. You know, and
right.
Like, you're getting an adaptation of them, a crossover of the Beatles. You know, guys playing Beatles songs. By the way, this is a little trick that they did. This that they're driving on is supposed to be escaping. No, this is actually them. That's the entryway to the campground, and they're actually driving towards the fucking camp. And then the cut-to shot to the cemetery here. This is not the entrance.
Is added in afterwards.
It's afterwards, but this is the entrance to there. The crossover that you see them go under the bridge and everything just a moment ago of what was supposed to be the entryway to the cemetery. Right. It's actually in the middle of the fucking cemetery where the train track is.
Oh, fascinating.
Where he parks ultimately is the beginning entryway to the cemetery, but the cut shot where he's driving through it is actually in the middle of the cemetery. I was laughing my ass off when I saw that for the first time.
That's so interesting. I did not know that. Something I did not know.
And that's Madison Cemetery, guys. Downtown Madison, Georgia. You guys can go there and check it out and see it for yourself. And it's pretty funny when you're like, oh, fucking Hollywood camera trickery.
Does it look relatively the same?
Looks just like this. And nothing, I mean, you know, trees are a little bit fuller because you're talking 30 plus years. So you're going to have a little more trees. But the Jason grave, they have a marker there that they've X'd off for people to know where to go and where they pretty much guess the actual spot. I don't, you know, is it the actual spot where the fake tombstone was? I don't know, but it's roughly within the square that it's marked off at.
Right. Gotcha.
Because you see a lot of people going there, you know, taking pictures. When I have my guy dressed up as Jason or whatever, and there people are like, oh, can we take a shot with him? This is where they filmed part 6 and shit. Like
yeah. Michael Dean says, Dave, man, why do you never talk about Rob Zombie's remakes? I know you don't care for them, but you also don't like a lot of the other Halloweens, but talk about them. Just curious. We did
a whole show.
Tony and I did an entire episode on Rob Zombie's 1 and 2. Just type in, just YouTube, you know, 2 dudes and some bullshit, Rob Zombie Halloween or something. It'll come. I forget what
2 white dudes and some bullshit.
Right. I forget what episode it was now. But we definitely, it's an entire like 2-hour episode on it. Yeah.
And we're going to do a live watch with Rob Zombie's probably first one.
Yeah.
Way down the road.
Yeah. We'll do
Not
it.
anytime soon. No rush. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about. You know, I know some people, and, you know, because I see the promotions when you post them and whatnot, and they're like, you know, hey, you know, when are you going to go back to the old format? The format really hasn't changed. You know, if we were to dedicate a show like what we're doing tonight, talking about Friday the 13th, part 6, which we're doing, and, you know, telling you guys some of the filming locations and behind the scenes, it's the only difference would be we wouldn't have the movie going, but we would still talk for the 90 minutes about the show or the movie, you know, and then go into Q&A. We felt this format, you know, it you know, eliminated waiting to the end to do the Q&A because you guys can ask us now throughout the show. And we're talking about the topic tonight, which is Friday the 13th, part 6, while answering your questions. So I don't know, Dave, how do you, I don't feel we've changed. We've just modified it a little bit.
No, it's evolved. The primary reason is that Tony and I's schedules are very busy. And in order for us to talk about a movie that either we haven't seen or that maybe we haven't seen in a long time as a main topic, that's awesome, right? But then we have to also schedule a time to watch the movie prior to the show, to prep for it, take notes, all that kind of stuff, and which is fine. But as we got busier and busier, and as the show evolved, that started to get more difficult and difficult to do.
Very difficult to do.
Right. So we thought,
you're basically setting 2 nights aside to do the show.
That's right, because there's a
Prep
night.
and this.
That's right. There's a night where Tony and I, like if I haven't seen, let's say I haven't seen, which is not true, but let's say I hadn't seen Black Christmas in 20 years or something, right? Then I would have to set time aside to watch the movie, take notes, and then do the show talking about it again. So you're right. It's like I'm doing my own show, but actually doing the show twice. Yeah. So I think with this is it also makes it more spontaneous and interactive. So if there's a movie that Tony and I haven't watched in a long time, then we're seeing it for the first time in a long time, and our reactions to this, oh dude, yes, I remember, and we can talk about it, and you guys can, watch along. It makes it more interactive. We're always trying to make it more interactive for
and
the
I feel like
viewers, and
the way we feed off of each other has been better too. You know what I mean? It's like we're not trying to reach to think of things to talk about. We've got it right there as the source material.
Right.
Like, for example, this couple here making out that's on the scene. They didn't film this in Georgia. That was an add-in shot that they filmed in California.
Right. I
they
remember
wanted to
that.
Up the kill count. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So
That's
it's like
right.
those
Yeah, there was a
fun
few of
facts
that
we can remember. Yeah, and
exactly, because it's right there. And something important too that I've been made aware of a few people that have sort of made comments about this. Remember, this isn't a director's commentary. We're not, you don't, I mean, if you learn something from us talking about the movie and that's awesome. I mean, that's always good too, right? And there's always going to be some shows where you learn a hell of a lot because Tony and I happen to know a hell of a lot about the movie we're watching. And then there's some shows where maybe you guys will be teaching us stuff because we'll be watching
about that. Yeah.
And that's what's cool, because we'll be watching and then we'll be like, what is that again? I'm not sure. And then the chat room will be like, oh, that's so-and-so. We're like, oh, dude, that's right. That's so-and-so. Like, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah, there's been so much shit that I have learned from the chat room that I didn't even know about actors and other movies and, names of certain individuals that you guys have called upon for us. Because, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm not going to know everything. You know what I mean? Of course. But I'm going to know the topics and at least be able to carry a conversation. But there's a lot of shit that you guys, I'm like, oh, no shit. And I write that shit down and then I check it out afterwards after we do a stream myself. So I felt that this format was very informative and just more fun and more engaging.
It's indirectly commentary, but it's not, it shouldn't be seen as Tony and I are, it's a teaching tool. You're going to sit down and we're going to go through the movie and talk about it. It's more of a, hey, we're going to all sit down. We're going to watch this movie together as fans. Yep. And Tony and I just happen to be the two that are able to talk. Right?
That's it.
You know what I mean?
If you guys had mics and cameras, you'd be talking with us.
You'd be talking with us. And that's what it is. And the real reason at the end of the day was timing, schedules, and to make it more interactive. And that was a primary focus.
I'm a big fan of interaction. That's why I respond to your guys' comments when you guys leave a comment on my Instagram. I like that engagement, talking with you guys and responding to messages. I try to respond to as many messages as I can. If it's private messages talking about movies, except for Halloween, I've stayed away from that right now because I'm trying to go into, I'm going into that, blindly. But yeah, I just feel like what we're doing is just like you just said. You said it perfectly. It's very engaging and more interacting.
That's right.
Than just waiting to get to you guys' questions. We can answer it throughout the show. Yeah. Now this cabin, they do have this cabin highlighted at the campground. It's the first when they
is there like a plaque there?
No, but they've moved it from the original spot so that it can stand out more. Okay. From what the park ranger told me, it wasn't a far move. It's in the general area, but it's more now like on a hill. So when you walk past the main entryway to the left, where the counselors and the children's cabins are, which is actually where it is, it's to the left and set back. Paula's cabin, as they dub it, that's the one because this is the iconic cabin where all the shit goes down. They put that as like the very first one you're going to see. Gotcha. Okay. And it's a tiny, let me tell you something. I don't know how those guys did these shots in this. It is tiny. I mean, it's probably the size of my room, that my office in my office room is not a big room. It is the fact that they pulled that off in there. Fucking props to those fucking production guys, because that could not have been easy. Oh yeah, no, I agree. And it looks the same. It looks literally the same beds, everything. That's awesome. That's crazy. That's awesome that they didn't change anything. Dude, you got to do a video where you walk through, take some video of this, and then maybe on your own, when you have some time, you can sort of do like a side-by-side comparison. Little Adam the Woo, cool. Right?
Yeah, that's
Isn't
right.
that the guy who does it?
I think, yeah, Adam the Woo. Yeah,
Adam
that's
the
right.
Woo.
Yeah, he's a funny fucker. And I mean that in the most sincere form of
he's
flattery. I think he's really
Adam's
cool.
great. I haven't watched him in a while, but I used
Yeah.
to watch a lot of his shit back in the day. And
Yeah.
very informative dude. Funny guy.
You know what? To be able to travel across the country back and forth like that nonstop, man, that's just, I mean, that's the way to do it. Look at this little girl's face in the background. What
Like,
an
what the fuck is going
adorable.
on?
My God, she's adorable. This is, and again, as Tony has pointed out on many occasions, Friday the 13th Part 6 is the only Friday the 13th movie,
Yes.
as far as I know, where you actually see children at the camp with any sort of clarity. Now, I add the part of clarity and sort of become part of the narrative because technically you do see kids sleeping in their bunks at the very beginning of the original Friday the 13th when
Right.
Mrs. Voorhees walks into the bunk and you hear,
But children who are playing a big part to the film.
that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Look at this woman.
That's right.
Sex scene, kids. Sex scenes. Put
John
your...
Travolta's nephew, right? Isn't it Travolta's? That's
Sandy!
Travolta's nephew.
What are you doing, Sandy?
I forget his name, but I know he's Travolta's nephew.
Yeah, good old rack focus there with the
Yeah.
mask coming into frame.
He's got the
Um,
Michael head tilt going. Like,
the Michael head tilt. He had the Michael head tilt going. Robert Thidoff says, will you guys do a commentary on the first Karate Kid just before season 3 of Cobra Kai is released? Ooh,
That's not a bad
maybe.
idea.
That's not a bad. When is Cobra Kai season 3 coming out? April?
April.
I'm really looking forward to that. Tony got me hooked, man. He was like, dude, you gotta watch
They did
Cobra
it well.
Kai.
They did it well.
They did it
if
well.
You're a fan, even if you're not a big fan like me of the Karate Kid, if you're still a fan of even just the first film,
That's
you're
right.
gonna like what they're doing with Cobra Kai, and they killed it. They
100%.
absolutely crushed it.
They did it well. You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. Vegas Courier says, me and my dad met some of the cast in November, including the cop with laser sight gun. He said
Nice.
the sight and gun was real. Talked about the New York and his hair looking better back then. Well, I believe that's also the guy then that is going to be in Never Hike in the Snow.
Cool.
Yeah, which is really cool. So that's really awesome. Colin Murdy says, I think a Friday TV series would be a lot easier than a Halloween series, which I don't want. Friday series?
Like what they did back in the day. Friday
know.
series, that like
Maybe.
the Twilight Zone-y Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I'm not
series?
sure. Maybe. Either way, you run into a longevity problem.
True.
Either way.
I wouldn't want a Jason TV series.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I'd want that. Gal Ford's dog. There is no nudity in this film. That's right. You don't see
No.
any nudity in this film. I think it's one of the only Friday films that doesn't have any nudity.
You know what Friday film has a shitload of nudity? Part 5. 5.
That's
Holy.
one thing 5 makes
cow.
up for it. It may not have Jason, but it's got a lot of boobs.
It's got a lot of boobs. Kevin Bacon's boner is here, ladies and gentlemen. There is always room for Kevin Bacon's boner. He says, how's your guys' expectations for Stranger Things Season 4? I haven't really thought about Season 4 of Stranger Things. I'm assuming that's what you mean.
That's the problem. That's the problem with that show. When the longer break they do, the further out of my mind, the more I forget about it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if he's referring
I think
to
that's what he's
Stranger
talking
Things, I forget about it. I forget that there even is a Season 4 coming. And that I think is the bad part on their end.
Right.
For how far apart they've kept the seasons.
And I think too, like Season 4 is supposed to be the final season. I think that's right because, I've said this 1,000 times, but the kids are getting older now, and this is really the crux and the identity of the show is really all about that childhood innocence, right? That imagination, that childhood adventure, that sense of adventure, right? Monsters and stuff. It doesn't really work if the kids are Beverly Hills 90210 in college. It doesn't, because then the most important thing no longer becomes, and we're starting to see it seep in naturally as it does when you become a teenager. It's all about sex and girls and boys and this and that. And it's really not, you lose that sense of childhood innocence. Yeah. So really, I think Stranger Things Season 4, yes, I agree. It's got to be the last. The kids are probably like 15, 16 now, maybe 17.
Like through high school, junior year.
Right, exactly. Like and that's it. That doesn't mean you can't do some reunion thing down the road for something. But it would be like doing, it just doesn't work. you know, at the end of the day. And so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Blu-ray Addict. What is your guys' top 5 favorite horror franchises? Not movie, but franchises.
Okay,
top
well,
5 franchises. Well, Halloween.
But see, how does that? Okay,
Nightmare, Scream. That's definitely the 4. You know, if you're talking and Child's Play. I mean,
right.
Texas Chainsaw. I mean, it's hard to like narrow down because there's, you know, those 6 right there are franchise films.
Yeah.
The Exorcist I wouldn't count as a franchise.
We're just at the scene here where the girl in the Winnebago or the motorhome, whatever you want to call it, is the RV, is getting attacked in the bathroom by Jason. John Travolta wannabe is traveling down there. There's a couple of John. He's kind of a John Travolta wannabe, but the guy in
it's his
the guy in Christine is a definite John Travolta wannabe. That guy in Christine.
Yeah.
That was a cool shot of her face coming through the. That was cool. That was a cool shot.
Tom Friedley. Tom Friedley is his parent is Ellen Travolta, which is John Travolta's.
This guy?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you, dude.
Wait,
Tom
this
Friedley.
guy.
Yeah, his mom is Ellen Travolta, who's John Travolta's sister. That's why he looks just like.
Oh, fuck! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Fuck you, man! Come on.
His aunts, Ann Travolta, Margaret Travolta. Cousins are Nicole, Benjamin, Ella.
Wow. Oh, I love this. I gotta say, I love this epic flip of the RV. That's awesome shit.
Well, and that's an iconic shot when Jason's stands
on the roof. Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna recreate it? Are you gonna get an RV and flip it over?
I'm gonna recreate it. No, Jason hanging is on the back of this, and
that's awesome.
Oh no, the RV shot is there. They got the RV shot right there.
There it is. There's the RV. That's a cool shot. I got to admit, that is a cool shot. I wish I liked the movie better. And when I say I wish I liked the movie better, I don't mean that I don't like the movie or I think it's a shitty movie. I don't mean that. I wish, like, when I see a shot like that, I'm like, oh, I wish this was like in one. Like, I wish I could say this is one of my favorite movies. Because it's just so, like I said, it's a great shot. Great shot. I will say that. So you're gonna get an RV, you're gonna flip it over, and you're gonna recreate that shot with a fire around. You're gonna go fucking full on pyrotechnics, hire a company. You're gonna do it all.
I don't know if the junkyard's gonna. Well, there's an RV junkyard. There's an RV that I can actually pull the shot off.
Just do fog. You can do fog.
I could do fog, but I don't think the guy's gonna let me do fire. Any type of pyro fire.
Yeah. Do fog. Do fog. Yeah.
It's surrounded by woods in the abandoned park, so that's like really perfect for me. So I
get like a key light, just kind of shining down or whatever.
Pretty much
Moonlight, have some fog around.
Very simple, easy recreation shot. Yeah.
That'd be good. That'd be really good. That would be good, man. All right, that'd be fucking good, Tony. Man.
Galford Dog. That's not a photo book. That's a vinyl. That's the soundtrack vinyl record.
DMT Infinity says, Dave, as someone who loves every Chucky movie with a passion, you mean yourself, not me, I understand your views on the series and the first one, but did you like the stitched up face of Chucky, and what was your favorite Chucky look? Well, I gotta admit, the only Chucky movies I've seen are 1 through 3 and the new Child's Play. So once Chucky got really ridiculous, Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Cult of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, I just didn't give a fuck. I just really didn't give a fuck. But it's pretty good. It might be. I just didn't care.
I've seen them, like
my favorite look is just,
original, right?
Yeah, original, yeah.
I'd like to get a good one that I haven't seen a good recreation of that I would want it to buy. Have you? I've seen some okay ones, but nothing.
You mean like the Good Guy doll or Chucky?
To have like a original Good Guy doll like in my office somewhere.
The Trick or Treat Studios Good Guy doll isn't bad.
No?
Yeah, it's not bad. From what I see, it looks pretty good. Now, I mean,
photos.
A Chucky Child's Play purist might be like, well, technically, there's a freckle that's a little too far to the left as opposed to the right. Sounds like Donald Trump on crack. It's a little too far to the left as opposed to the right. Okay, it's too far. But at face value, it looks all right.
Every time you do Trump, I got to rip paper.
Nazi. I don't think so. You want to go out with me? It's not going to happen. Nancy, you're too old. You're too ugly. I don't care. Rip up my paper. It doesn't matter. I'm richer than you. I'm richer than you. Okay? It's just the way it is. I have more money than the plastic surgery on your face.
Oh, shit.
Can you imagine?
Damn.
Poor Nancy Pelosi. She looks like she's so out of it. Like
Karloff,
I feel like saying like
gas
Nancy, go on
station,
vacation.
That building is still there, but you can sort of make out Karloff's name. Everything else you can't really see anymore. The Coca-Cola thing is so faded that you might be able to fade, and it's all boarded up. There's nothing there now. So see where it says Camp Forest Green? There's a little entryway there. That's the only thing that you don't see anymore when you walk into the camp. Everything else is exactly how it is.
So what are those? Are those like poles there where the sign is?
There's small pillars there that are that'll come up to our waist, and that's it. Yeah. Okay. But everything else looks the same. Exactly the same. It's instead of being brown cabins, they're blue. That's it.
Wow.
They changed it from brown to blue, like a darkish blue gray color.
Now, is it a active working camp?
Yeah. Yep. You
Very
can
cool.
go on there. You can rent there. They have Friday the 13th weddings there now. That's a very popular
very cool.
thing. You know, people get married to the whole Friday the 13th theme. There's literally a wedding. They built a wedding chapel because so many people were getting married to Friday the 13th themes there.
Wow.
They literally built a camp in the same, look and appeal like you have with the campground. They didn't deter from that. It just looks like a chapel that you would see on the campgrounds now, which was never there before the movie.
Right. That's
and also,
so interesting.
Another fun fact that they filmed a popular 80s movie where Michael J. Fox, the summer camp movie that he did in the early 80s was also filmed there. I can't remember the name of it.
What movie was that?
Geez, I'm drawing a blank on that name now. It was like a summer camp, summer something.
Michael J. Fox?
Yeah, Michael J. Fox. He did it just before Friday 6. They filmed it there. Oh,
I know he did Teen Wolf, and he did.
No, it was before Teen Wolf.
Back to the Future in '85. It was about a summer camp?
Yeah.
Hey Google, what movie was Michael J. Fox in that had to do with a summer camp?
Poison Ivy.
IMDb.com. They say Poison Ivy is a funny story revolving around a counselor, Michael J.
There you go. Poison Ivy.
That's the movie, and that was filmed here. That was filmed at this campground as well too.
Very cool. Thank you, Google.
Thank you, Google.
Rock.
You helped us out.
You rock. Sexy son of a bitch. Very cool. I didn't know. So now with this chapel, is it Friday the 13th themed inside? Like, are there like photos from the movie or anything like that? Or probably not, I guess, because you might need rights to use that.
Wait, say that again? I didn't hear you. You broke up with me.
Oh, did I? Are there, like, with this chapel, are there any sort of, like, is it Friday the 13th themed inside?
No, well, no, it looks like it's been there for years. It looks like something that's a part of the campground. It has that aesthetic look, which they added in, like I said, after the fact. But it's just, it's got, pews, but, it's more like benches, evened off. You've got a little, place at the front where, a minister or whoever would, give the ceremony, and that's it. And the reason why they did that is because, you're renting out a campground, you're going to be outdoors. Weather's going to play a factor. You
100%.
can't always, especially in Georgia right now. We've been living in Seattle because we've just been under clouds and rain for like the last 2 months. Yeah. So to ensure that doesn't happen, because they never went into this thinking people were going to get married here. What I mean?
Exactly.
It was a campground.
Yeah, exactly.
But because of Friday the 13th Part 6 popularity and how popular it's one of the fan favorites. A lot of people go there, and a lot of people started to get married there. So they built this chapel so that if it is raining, they can still get married on the campground, but they have the chapel there to protect them.
Very cool. That's awesome. That is awesome. What I love when they, people play into that.
Sure.
That's just so great. I love that death there, spinning of the head. The head comes right off of her. David Lee Barron, super chat. Thank you, David. Says, Tony, did you see the E.T. sequel? Wink. It was the
commercial?
The commercial, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
I like
very
that.
cool.
Yeah.
Definitely. We got to get Jason. It's really important. Come on. Jason's here. I'm telling you the truth. Jason's here. He's going to kill you. He's going to kill everybody. I think he has a moment like that in the jail cell, right?
He does.
Yeah. He starts flipping out.
Of course, her beautiful, I want to say that's about close to the same year and model of my 79 Camaro.
Cool.
First high school car, that car that I had in high school.
I was going to say, your Camaro right now is not a 79, right?
2010.
2010. Good old Camaro. I haven't driven a Camaro. I've driven, obviously, I have a Challenger. That's my car. That's what I drive. And I've driven a Mustang, but I've never driven a Camaro. Got to put that on the list.
Of course, Tom, very jealous of the view that Tom's going to have here in a moment. He's going to have Tommy Jarvis is going to have an incredible view, the best view of the entire franchise.
In a few months, in the right entire franchise. Like Tony Michael has said it. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Tony wishes he was that seat. Tony doesn't wish he was Tom.
I do wish I was Tom Matthews in that seat.
No, you wish you were the seat that was underneath her.
Yeah, that too.
Oh my goodness. Michael Myers says
enchiladas.
Michael Myers says, do you think the T-800 is better as the Terminator or Protector? I don't know. That's a good question. I think it depends. The story evolved. I think it's circumstantial. Yeah. I think it could be either or depending on the story. The Film Addict says, Tony, do you think that Pattinson and Dafoe should have been nominated for Oscars?
Yeah, I mean, look, their performances were phenomenal in Lighthouse. One of my favorite performances, or two of my favorite performances last year. Next to Joaquin's Joker, obviously. Shia LaBeouf did a great job in Peanut Butter Falcon and Honey Boy. He did really good in both films.
Right.
Adam Driver's, performance was solid. I did finally see that movie. It was,
I did too.
I can't deny the fact of him getting nominated. He was fucking great.
Dude was fucking amazing.
You just get to a point where, unfortunately, you love that view. Just thank you, Tom McLaughlin, for doing that, bro. Thank you so much. Jennifer Cook, 2 thumbs up.
Where is Jennifer Cook now?
Not sitting next to me, which is where she should be.
But is she still acting? What is she doing?
I don't know.
Maybe we should try and get her on the show.
But I mean, it's just like you just start listing off names and just so many great performances. It's tough. I mean, and Joaquin's performance as Joker, he won the Oscar and it deserves it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it doesn't undermine what William Dafoe and Robert Pattinson did in The Lighthouse, because that was a fucking great one. Have you seen it yet, Dave?
I have not seen it yet. No, I saw.
See it, dude.
I do.
Really
I'm
good.
slowly making my way through the big films. I just saw Marriage Story last night, actually.
It's good,
and
isn't it? Well, I don't want to do spoilers. If you guys haven't seen this, it's really fucking good.
It's really good.
And I'm not a big Scarlett fan, but this was just a good movie.
It was really good. And then last week I saw Parasite, which is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Parasite is brilliant. And well deserving of Best Picture for sure.
Yeah.
David Lee Barron sends in a super chat, says, why does Joaquin Phoenix seem so out of it during his speeches? Well, I think that's part of it.
Like me, smoking that weed.
But I think Joaquin Phoenix is in all seriousness, I think he's always been known to be socially awkward. And he's eccentric, socially awkward, uncomfortable in social situations.
Like me. I'd be the same way.
Yeah. He's, not all actors are like
the spotlight and be
extroverted, confident people. No, that's true.
Right.
Yeah. Some people, enjoy the business of acting because they get to play somebody other than themselves.
Yep.
And, but Joaquin's always been like that. I mean, since he's always. He's always been very sort of awkward, socially uncomfortable. I mean, a little strange. I mean, let's not forget about 10, 12 years ago, or whatever it was, he retired from acting to pursue a rapping career.
Right.
He wanted to become a rapper.
I remember that.
Just YouTube David Letterman, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Awkward.
But that's him. And I think people just realize, like, it's Joaquin being Joaquin,
But is he incredibly talented? Yes.
Fuck yeah.
100%.
One of my favorite actors in modern times,
Yeah. Absolutely talented. Toronto Freddy is here at Dave McRae. The last thing Jennifer Cook was in 1996.
Oh, really?
That was a good year, 96. Turned 17 that year.
1 year away from graduation. Yeah, that was
good
fun
year.
times.
It's a good year.
That was the year the fucking Macarena was out.
We
We really did have some shitty music in the 90s, unfortunately.
Macarena. And Jesus, everybody was doing it at
Mambo
those high
number
school
5,
dances.
remember that?
That was 99. That was 99. I remember
Part
that.
of the 90s run, you know,
Yeah.
of just crazy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everybody.
Oh, man.
He was a one-hit wonder. Lou Bega.
That was during the late 90s run of when swing music came back in for a little bit. Everyone's
Good
doing
song,
swing
though.
shit. It's fun, you know.
It was fun.
Fun one-hit wonder with the
Yep.
whole
I liked it.
Chumbawamba. I get knocked down.
Oh,
I get up again.
God. Every time they'd play that, I'd be like, oh my God, that was overplay.
Sugar Ray, he was another one-hit wonder.
Mhm.
He might have had a couple hits, but
Your lady's on screen here.
I know, looking finer than a
There you go. Yep.
damn.
Oh yeah, he's not thrown in the jail cell yet. He gets thrown in there and he's like, come on, Jason, he's back. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I like,
Matt-
hey, Toronto Freddy says Cotton Eye Joe. I liked Cotton Eye Joe. I thought that was a fun song. Good for high school dances. That was fun.
no, Frank. I mean, not all '90s music was bad. But unfortunately, we did have a lot of like really cheesy music. But no, like he said, Alice in Chains.
right.
They were great in the '90s. Nirvana, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam.
Yep.
So no, the '90s did give us a
it
lot
has some
of
great music.
good shit.
Listen,
But
every
we did have some fucking. Come on, we had some. Really weird shit, too.
every decade's got great shit and shit. even the
And
80s,
shit.
even the 80s.
Even the '80s, our
has
beloved
some
80s.
shit.
Yes, absolutely. Had a
Has
lot
some
of
shit.
shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Had a lot of shit.
I love this
shitty
little
music.
scene here between
Oh yeah, Nancy and the Counts,
Yeah.
Paula. Yeah,
Very cute.
and with Jason Loomis.
Yeah, right there. There he is. Ah!
And Jason, that nice follow along. I love that where he's following along with Paula and just stalking
Yeah.
her. It's just like it's so
very
animal
good.
instinct. It's like a lion
Yes,
just
it's
approaching
predator.
his prey.
That's right. Very predator like. Now there's one scene in here where it goes, I'm gonna kill you. No, I'm just
Really?
kidding. No.
I was about to say that's fucking new.
I should have just let it go longer. I should have been like, yeah, and see what the
If
chat
you
room
would have
says.
said yes and it stayed, I would have been playing this movie in slow fucking motion. Like, is that fucking for real?
Yes.
By the way, just so everyone knows, okay, Tom McLaughlin did it right. You hear the sounds of the falcons at night. That's actually legit at the campground. The Hawks and I'm sorry, not falcons, Hawks. Hawks.
Yes.
This is the home for Hawks. I mean,
Right.
it's the reason why we are the Atlanta Hawks.
Of course.
Is because this state has a lot
Actually,
of hawks, and there's
I
a big
was-
nest of hawks that stay there
Yes.
all year round. So when you're hearing that in the background, that's legit. That's the
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
Which
That's
actually, when you're there and you're sleeping at night there, it does add a fucking creep element to it that you're hearing that shit at night.
Sure. Yeah, we have hawks up here too. And actually, when I was out for my run the other day, I could hear them. I was looking up and there were two of them swirling around.
And that's what they sound like.
Yeah, that is what they sound like. And I was running along this path, which is next to sort of a ravine. I'm like, they're probably looking for little mice or something. They see little rodents or something. Or they're checking out me.
Hey, Bill, you think he's small enough to pick up? I don't know, Larry. Let's check him out.
You'd fit very well in the South.
Fucking right, man. Fuck you, man. Come on.
Fuck you, man. Come on.
David Lee Barron sends in a super chat. Thank you, David. Says, will you guys ever watch the original Spider-Man movie, the 2002 one, I believe? Or Spider-Man 2. They are amazing movies. Yeah, I think, that feel real and grounded in reality. Not over the top, sensational like hero movies are today. I don't know if I agree totally with that. I mean, maybe in comparison, there's certainly, but they're definitely cartoony superhero movies. I wouldn't necessarily, like, it's not like watching The Dark Knight, or something like that. I would definitely say
movie night to do.
Yeah,
Dark
like
Knight.
the Spider-Man films are very high contrast, popping colors. So it's very sort of,
Paula?
Oh, here it is. But maybe we might. Yeah, we might, David. We might. Thanks for the super chat, man. Really appreciate it.
Paula gets fucked up.
Oh, right through the sugar glass window.
And I'm glad they didn't show it. You know what I mean? Like they showed enough of her kill, but they didn't go. They could have. They could have gone.
They could have.
We could have seen all of it. And I'm glad they didn't because we see the end results.
Yeah. See, I think when he smushes the bug, he should have been like, yeah.
Fit right into his character.
Yeah, I think that's what they should have done. Totally think that's what they should have done. Where are you at right now? I'm at the
Jail cell.
Yeah, jail cell. Yeah, here too.
She's flicking the thing at him and trying to get his attention to.
That's it. Yeah. I think I might be like a second behind you, but that's no big deal. Yeah, and it lands on his shoulder and he's like, "What are you doing?" I don't know why I'm imitating him like that, but because it's fun, Dave, because it's fun, man.
It's fun, Dave.
Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
Dave. Oh, man. Let's see here. Cody Snyder says, yeah, Toronto. It's been a while, but I love jungle and... Oh, you're talking to Toronto Freddy. Let's see here. I see you guys again are talking to each other. That's just awesome. Building a community here on two dudes and some feces. I love this.
I like the little crop top thing she's got going on there.
Yeah.
Oh, she got a nice little rump. I don't give a fuck. She got a nice little booty.
Nice little booty.
Damn you, Tom Matthews.
Tony should do a video, Tony's Friday Booties.
The best Friday booties. That's a top
Friday
10
booties.
video we can do next.
Top 10 best Friday
booties. We got enough of them. We could do a ranking. There's enough.
The best horror booties.
I will say this. If we were to do it, she might be top. Jennifer Cook had a nice little butt on her. For me, she might be top. I mean, Amy Steele, don't get me wrong. Amy Steele's my girl, but Cook's got a nice little booty on her. Here comes just a little more shebang. Ya bang.
Ya bang.
It's such a cheesy line.
It is such a cheesy line. Super chat from David Lee Barron says, do you know they used both CGI and mechanical sharks in Deep Blue Sea? I thought the mechanical sharks looked realistic, but not CGI. Oh, really? No, yeah, they did. I mean, a shark comes out of the water and literally swallows Samuel Jackson. That's definitely CGI. Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. Robert Kitzmiller says, what is both your favorite Friday the 13th kill?
Ooh. That's good because, I mean, the first one always, sets the tone.
That's tough.
It's hard to beat that very first one.
That is a tough one.
Kevin Bacon's scene is also an iconic one in the franchise.
Yep, it's good too. That is tough.
I'm still gonna go with part 2 and Mark wheelchair falling backwards. Now, that whole shot sequence is just, I love the framing of the shot, the wheelchair falling down, the zoom in on it, the pause of the scene.
Tony,
yeah, that's downtown Covington.
That's okay, cool. I was just gonna ask you, whereabouts is that?
Did you see the clock tower in the background?
Yes. Yep.
Watch the opening of Halloween 2 with Scout walking down the street. That's the same fucking street.
Right. Cool. And how far is that from you?
Covington, same. It's all Covington, Rutledge, where the campground is, Madison's all within 30, 40-minute drive.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. My best Friday kill. I do like that one. The wheelchair one is really good.
That really, for me, is really tough to beat. It really, really is.
I got to say, I also really like almost Jason's death at the end of Friday the 13th Part 4, where the machete like goes through his head and you see him like slide down on the machete as he slide. That's kind of cool too. That's kind of cool. I know that's not really probably, but it's kind of cool.
I'm just laughing at Frank Riker's super chat. I would offend everyone, dude. I would love to do a show like that, but I wouldn't last 5 days on YouTube. I'd have demonetization, can't show it here, can't show it there, but that would be cool. Doing a new show called My Rewind and Pause Girls best booties in movies.
Right. Yeah.
Here's the close up with Nancy and Jason, who happens to be laying in bed, supposed to be sleeping, but no, he did not name her after Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street. Come on, Tom. Tommy! Come on, McLaughlin, you did. We all know you did.
Yeah. Why would we even have to know her name anyway?
Exactly.
Well,
You know what I mean?
it actually makes it more personal, especially for this scene, if we do know her name.
Sure.
That's a cool shot, just slowly moving
Oh,
up.
I love this. Between him and her. Because it does make you wonder, is he going to kill her or is he not? You know what I mean? Because you really don't know.
Yep. And then there's that moment where he winds up, slices her head off, her head falls to the ground, blood spurting everywhere. The children are running out of the cabin. They're like, oh my God, no. He's slicing his way through children.
Dude.
He's picking them up. You see like children's guts falling all over the place. Children are screaming. He's picking them up, eating their hearts and shit and throwing them out. It just becomes incredible.
The ratings board sure would love you, man.
Well, they shot it. They just didn't use it. It's a deleted scene. No, obviously I'm kidding.
And this is the discovery of Paula's cabin.
Oh yes, and all the. But there's an epic amount of blood. Don't you think there might be a little too much blood in this cabin? It looks really good. But
now I will say this. The dock. The only thing different about the dock now is you don't have the lights up anymore. It's just the flat dock like you're walking out on. And it's the same dock. They've preserved that dock. It's the same dock.
Wow. So it hasn't been replaced or anything.
The only thing they've taken off the lights and the poles on the side, you don't see any of that anymore.
Why have they done that? Or was that just for the movie?
Oh, the lights? I don't know. I never asked them why they took the lights down.
Because you
think they would want that, you know?
Yeah, especially if you're going out there at night.
Yep. I don't know.
Well, there's a question you'll have to ask next time.
This is when we get the dart, the arrow.
Yep. Here it comes. Who's there? Who's fucking there? Hey, you. And he just throws that.
Yep.
He throws it. Look how accurate Jason Voorhees is. He just throws it at him. Boom goes the dynamite. David Lee Barron, Super Chat, says, which movie do you think would be Spielberg's most impactful if you had to choose between these two movies, Jaws or E.T.? Most impactful? Well, most impactful in what way, David? Box office, pop culture, personally?
Jaws, because of the impact that it had for people. People wouldn't go in the water. You know what I mean? Like, it psychologically messed with people. E.T. was just a, good family fun movie, you know?
For sure. Yeah, if that's what you mean, then it would be Jaws. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you mean pop culture and, what it did for the industry and things like that, it definitely would be Jaws, yeah. This is Burt Reynolds out there with his flashlight.
Wow, that's so weird. You're on a delay now, even on the stream with me.
I'm on a delay?
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, I can't even watch you because you're at like about a second or two delay. I can hear you fine, but you're on a delay with me.
But can you see me through the software? Or is it just...
Now you're fine. For some reason...
Now I'm fine?
You caught up. You were delayed there for a moment.
Delayed technology. There's Nancy. Talking to Burt Reynolds. No.
Jack Jason walking.
She almost looks like a very sort of... You can't do shit, motherfucker. Come on, man. Come on, shoot me.
You got the thing. Hit your button. That's what they're there for.
Oh, fuck you, man. Come on. Trick or treat, motherfucker.
That's it.
Oh, man.
Okay, that is a fucking shit show.
That's my life. A fucking shit show.
It's a fucking shit show, folks. Yeah. Nancy sort of has this little kind of cute Heather O'Rourke vibe, sort of, from Poltergeist.
This cabin that the kids came out of, by the way, is a cut-to shot. That is not the lunch cabin. That's just a cabin, actually, that's set further back towards the lake. It's a storage facility where they store a lot of the stuff. But they set up the front shot of it to be the front entryway to the kids' cabin. It's not, though. The kids' cabin's in the lunchroom. For those just joining, even though I know I repeated that, but... Some more Hollywood trickery.
That's cool. Oh, here he comes.
It is
Come
cool.
on,
I got to
fucking
admit,
gun, man.
whenever I'm up there doing a photo shoot, it's pretty cool to be doing a Jason Lives theme photo shoot where they film the movie. Like,
Oh,
I think of this
100%.
shit when I'm a kid, and the fact that I'm somewhat doing it where they filmed it is really fucking cool.
Absolutely. Yep, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, see, Jason,
There he
here
is.
just looks like
Trick or
he's
treat,
jacked, man.
motherfucker!
You know what I mean? He's just like,
Yeah, he is.
it looks like he's got padding on too.
Oh, he probably does. To kind of thicken
Make him
him out a
look
bit.
bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, just thicken him out a bit. You know?
Coronavirus. Yeah, I keep hearing about this shit. I need to fucking finally read up on it. I've been hearing it. I don't know enough about it. What the fuck is it? I know it's a virus. I know someone in the chat's gonna be like, Tony, it's a virus.
Yeah.
Come on, Tony. Do you know what it is? It's something. It's like,
Oh, it's the virus that it's come from China and it's spreading, and I think like 1,000 people have died, and it's
like
affected.
how are you getting it? Like, how do you contract it?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Might be. I don't know if it's airborne or not. It might be.
Chinese flu. Thank you, Frank Riker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in my, like, I have a to read bin of articles to read, and that's one of them. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah, there's been a few cases in the U.S. There's been a few cases here in Canada and things like that. It's like, do you remember SARS from like 2003 or 4? Remember that?
Yeah, I remember
it's that.
that.
It's
That was
it's that kind of thing.
anthrax and shit.
It's
Well,
it's
anthrax
that
is
kind
not
of
a virus, but
no. It's like SARS from like
Okay.
way back then.
Oh.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. So obviously something they definitely want to be able to get under control.
Sure. Filmatic, did you guys see the movie Judy? No, that's on my to watch list. I do have it. I just
Yes.
haven't sat down to watch it yet.
Yeah, same here. I gotta check that out. Where are you now?
Megan's just running up and she's seeing the cabin all
Yep.
fucked up.
Yep, same here.
Like, no, what the hell happened, Daddy?
Where's Daddy?
Daddy! I'll be your daddy.
Daddy.
You know what?
I'll
if I
be your
remember,
daddy.
that's what I'm gonna be like. Can you write daddy on my and sign it?
You should. You should. Yes.
If I ever meet
yes.
Jennifer Cook, if you watch this and you see this, I don't know if you will, but if
She's
you do,
watching right now.
that's what I'm gonna get you to sign, daddy.
She is watching right now.
As I get slapped.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Oh man. Where am I here? Oh, there we are. Ba-da-da-dum-dum-dum. Okay. There we are. I think that's right. Yeah. That is right. Okay.
Robbie
What do we got
Kidboy, Judy, Robbie's the Renee Zellweger biopic she did on Judy Greer, right? It's a biopic. I know that. Or
No.
something like that.
On Judy Garland, you mean?
Or Judy Greer.
Judy Greer. Yes, it is the biopic on Judy Greer.
How she went from Ant-Man's whatever to Halloween.
That is exactly right.
Judy
It is,
Garland.
and the subtitle is From Ant-Man to Halloween. It's an incredible biopic.
Incredible biopic.
No, she's on Judy Garland, and Renee Zellweger is
she won the Academy, right?
She did. She won the Academy Award for Best Actress last night, and
That's her second, I think, right?
It is her second. Yes, yeah. I forget what her first was for, but
Jerry. Was it for Jerry Maguire?
I don't think so.
No, that was Cuba. Cuba won for Jerry Maguire.
He did. Hey, Google, what 2 movies has Renee Zellweger won her Academy Awards for?
According to Wikipedia, she reprised her role as Jones in 2 equally successful sequels, Bridget Jones, The Edge of Reason and Bridget Jones's Baby. Zellweger won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for playing a loquacious farmer in the epic drama Cold Mountain.
Okay. There you go. Aaron Anderson, Super Chat says, what's worse, Bombshell or Halloween 5? I haven't seen Bombshell, but something... Okay, listen. It takes that bar is so high. I might have to go with Halloween 5, but I have not seen Bombshell.
I haven't seen Bombshell either.
No. Jacqueline McEwen says, you mean she didn't win for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation?
I think she wants to forget that from her
Renee Zellweger was in that?
Oh, yeah. And Matt McConaughey. All right.
I'm just gonna take off my shirt now.
And look sexy.
I'm gonna just take off my shirt and sit here. All right. It's like Bill Clinton meets
Was that?
Matthew
Was
McConaughey.
that? I think that was Renee's first movie. I don't know if that was Matt's. I think Matt's was Dazed and Confused, right? That was his first role.
Wait, when was the next? Oh no, the Next Generation. I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of. Sorry, yes, I'm thinking of the beginning, from 2006 or whatever. And I was like, Renee Zellweger was in that. What?
No, that's Jordana Brewster. Yeah.
Right.
There's
Yeah, no,
another
you're
hottie.
right. Where are you now?
Nice framing of Tom in the boat, Megan on the dock.
Yep.
Tom's flying off to, not flying off. He's going out to Crystal Lake.
Yeah, I think I'm just like a second.
Jason just came barging through like the Incredible Hulk. Kids are screaming. Shit's hitting the fan. Megan's gonna go save the day.
Come on, Megan. Super chat comes in from Maca525 says, hope you guys are well. Two Dudes is bullshit on Stand By Me, please. That's definitely on the list.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're definitely going to do that for sure.
Jason! Come on! Come get me! I was like, what are you doing? Oh, then I'm like, oh, Stand By Me. I couldn't figure out the melody for a minute. Come on, Maggot Head. In the night. That's a soundbite you need. Come on, Maggot Head. Come on, Maggot Head, you fucking
Maggot Head. That's right. That's right.
You need to do a soundbite like that. Come on, Maggot Head.
Yeah. Definitely could get one in there. That'd be fun. Super chat from John Burke. Just sending something in to support the channel. Thank you, John. Much appreciated. I love when his eye opens at the end and then you just go into Alice Cooper's song.
I know. So 80s ending.
Oh, it's a great tune, though.
Great tune. I like that over Dream Warriors. I mean, I like Dream Warriors, don't get me wrong, but I like Alice.
I do too, but I prefer the Man Behind the Mask. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the man behind the mask. I used to actually jog. I used to actually jog. I still jog, but I had
to that song.
I have that on my little Rolodex of songs that I jog to.
And I have Dream Warriors. It gets played during a jog every now and then.
Dream Warriors. Docking. Remember the I'm gonna kill you.
I remember that. It was one of the greatest moments.
In Friday the 13th history. Yeah,
it's really ha ha ha.
Yeah, it's
It's not ha.
No, it's
I don't care what you say, Harry.
Yeah,
we all did. I don't care what anyone says. Growing up in the 80s.
Well, it sounds like that.
Ha ha.
Well,
you know what
but
I mean?
here's the thing. In the original, it was supposed to be a take on kill, you know, ma, right? Like kill, ma. But the I forget the name of the device that he was speaking into.
Yeah.
Something like that. But it made it sound like but in subsequent sequels, I think they just went with I think it actually just sort of became that.
Yeah.
And, but it's not like the kids were crazy. I mean, it literally did and does sound like that.
Exactly. Until
despite it actually being
later on, that it's just the consonants of what Mrs. Voorhees was saying.
That's right. Kill her, mommy. Kill her. I won't, Jason. I won't. Get her, mommy. Don't let her get away.
And we never see Mrs. Voorhees again after 3, right? That cheap jump scare with 3.
Right. Well, you saw her at the beginning of the remake from 2009, but you know.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I mean, in the original.
Yeah, no, I think that was it. And then, of course, you see her head in part 2 and things like that.
Oh, well, I guess you see her in Freddy vs. Jason, which is technically part of the original. I mean, it's part of the original run.
It is lame.
Okay, that is a fucking shit show.
It just is. Where are you now?
Tom and Jason are fighting. Jason's trying to drag him down. Jason's on fire. Jason jumps through the boat like Jaws.
Yep, I'm like a second just behind you.
There's the original Camp Crystal Lake sign.
I do say I love the look of the boat in the lake by itself with fire all around it.
It's a great
That's
shot.
really cool. Yeah, great shot for sure. 100%.
Jason's
really cool
dragging Tommy under in a pool, which is where they filmed that sequence.
Yep.
That was not in the, because there's no way you can see that clearly in that water in
That's
Georgia.
it.
Fuck
That's
no,
it.
that water in Georgia is so dark.
Oh, yes.
It's like the black abyss there, man. If you ever get
That's
to see
it.
that lake, if I can show you it, you'll see, man. It's literally like looking into blackness.
I bet. Yeah, they're underwater now fighting. Is that where you are?
Yep. And now Tommy's floating back up. Whoa, not yet. Not quite yet. Now there he is.
There he is, yeah. Hitting the surface.
Sexy Megan's about to go save him.
No!
You go save him, Megan.
Go save him, Megan. Save
go
him. Leave
run.
the children.
But give me
Leave
an
the
ass
children.
shot, McLaughlin. Give me an ass shot. No,
She
that's a
run-
front shot.
Why
That's
doesn't
a foot
she?
shot.
But
That's
maybe
a front
she'll.
shot.
Maybe she'll run down.
Give me an ass shot.
Maybe she'll
There sort of kind of was.
run down. She'll take off her clothes as she's running down the dock. That looked like a belly flop. Do you remember that guy in Friday the 13th, the original film, who I think it was Kevin Bacon. He runs down the dock, he leaps in, but he does a massive belly flop. It wasn't a dive.
No, I know.
Bacon does one of the best belly flops. Bacon's
Ever.
boner and Bacon's belly flop. That's
Bacon's
what it
belly
is.
flop. There you go.
That should be the other one, the other account. Frank Riker sends a super chat, says, I thought Friday the 13th theme was Bama Alama Ding Dong.
Bama Alama Ding Dong. I think we're all smoking the good shit tonight.
Ding dong, ding dong.
John Burke, where were you when you heard the Kobe news? I was home. Like everyone, like stunned. Where were you?
I was home. I was here in my home studio. Oh, I love when she's gonna get the machete out. Oh no, machete. Sorry, the rotor
engine for the boat.
Yeah, and it goes right across his neck, and you just see him like slicing it away. See the
Whatever you're smoking, I want some. Could you imagine someone tuning in just at that exact moment as you're doing that? They're probably like, what the fuck is this?
Can you imagine?
Oh, I can.
Oh, man. Yeah, so now Jason, I'm just like, it's just you see his hands.
There's my
the
ass
clouds.
shot. She's bent over, giving him mouth to mouth.
There it is.
Matthews. So jealous. Tom, you should have
Yeah,
went in
sure.
for the kiss, bro, and just wrapped your arm around her. Be like, I'm alive.
He should have. Should have been faking it. He's faking it. Look at all these children. So this was what, 86?
Yeah.
We were 7. Yeah, we were like the age
We're
of these.
about the age of these kids.
Yeah, about the
You
age
know?
of these kids here. If these kids are like 7, and some of them look younger than
They're about
7.
our age. Yeah, some of them are in our age category for
Some
sure.
of them look younger, but some of them look about 7. Yeah. So
Like
yeah.
Nancy could be our age. The girl who played Nancy, she could be roughly close to our age.
Yeah, she could be. Yeah, 7, 8. Yep, I'd buy that. I'd buy it. Yeah. Tom's like, I just want.
Geeked Out Turtle Fans 39. Where are we at in the film? At the end. The marker is 122.55. We got about 4 minutes left. Not even.
Yep. Can you imagine? They're looking out at the boat on fire. Obviously, the fire goes out, but all of a sudden there's
Did
this
Never Hike Alone explore that,
massive
by
explosion.
the way? As far as him and Megan, are they still together?
Oh, well, I don't know, because Tommy doesn't show up until the end of Never Hike Alone.
Oh, so in this next one, I
Right,
wonder if
well,
they'll address Megan's character.
I wonder. I'm going to see if I can get Vince on McRae Live and as well, because I'm going through, and I'm going to get Tony on as well. I'm trying to go through everybody and, and get everybody on. Yeah. And the guy, that's right. Yeah. Oh, there it is. There it is. Ding, 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 ding. It's great shit.
80s tune, man.
Yeah,
Got that
it's great
80s
stuff.
sound.
Great stuff. I love it. yeah, so I don't know what sort of Vince can divulge, but I'm gonna try and get him on the show as well, and maybe I'll get some insight, or maybe there'll be some things I can't say, of course, as well. But I think he's aware of that, and I think whether she'll appear in the movie or not, I don't know, or in future installments, I don't know, but definitely I think it will be addressed. I think. Yeah. The very least, anyway. Toronto Freddy, hey, that's it, folks. That's it. The Man in the Mask is now playing. The credits are rolling up the screen. That was 1986.
Such a good song.
It was 86, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. Tony and I offering our thoughts on that film, and this was really great for Tony, especially because he lives like 30 minutes away from where they shot this, and he's been there countless times for photo shoots. So really awesome, Tony. Yeah, really awesome to get your insight on that.
Oh, and by the way,
to know that it still looks the same.
Not only is that filmed up there, but a mile up the road from the entryway to the campground, there's an old plantation house that people still live in to this day, but it's one of those old Southern, not the abandoned one where I do my photo shoots at.
Sure.
I'll get to that one in a minute here. But that house that's a mile from where they filmed this is in the opening title sequence to My Cousin Vinny. When Ralph Macchio and his buddy are driving through, all that titles, that's actually filmed in Georgia. That's not Alabama. All of it. It's all the back roads there by the campgrounds where I shoot in the abandoned house plantation home. A lot of my shoots. That's in the opening title sequence, but like 30 years ago, it looks fucking beautiful.
Very cool. Did you just not recently post a bunch of photos doing comparisons? Yeah, I saw those photos. Yeah.
People because hey, this is where this street is, and it's cool when I see shit that I'm always around photographing in movies.
Right. Yes. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's awesome.
So we've got a crossover. Halloween 2, Rob Zombie, Jason Lives, and My Cousin Vinny were all filmed in the same fucking area.
Right. Toronto Freddy sends in a super chat and says, my daughter and I saw Birds of Prey on Saturday. It's a stupid, fun movie. We loved it. The performances were outstanding. It didn't need Joker. That's awesome. That's great that you guys loved it. Awesome stuff. And always
numbers tend to differ on that.
Always, well, but they loved it, so that's good. That's good, and that's what. At the end of the day, man, like that is all that matters. Yeah. And you had a great time with your daughter, and that is
what's the hashtag? The pop that they started with Kobe and his daughter, dad girl dad.
Yeah, something like that.
So you girl dad it.
Yeah, exactly. Like awesome job, Aaron. I mean, that's the way to do it, right? You know what I mean? For sure.
Dude, it's just tripping me out. You're on a delay again.
I'm on a delay again? What the fuck? Why am I on a delay? I don't think I am on the show.
Now you're good. Good. It's just tripping me out because you're I can hear you talk, but your lips aren't moving.
My lips aren't moving, baby. Yeah. What the fuck's going on, bitches?
Minding this shit.
Matthew Reed says, Dave, you should try and get James Jude Courtney from McRae Live. That would be epic. You can pull it off. That's on the list of people that I'm going to reach out to. Yes, absolutely.
We're going to try. You are getting that's connected to the Halloween family.
Yes. Hopefully sometime in May. Hopefully it doesn't impede on, because I fly to Phoenix the day after my birthday to do Dylan's New Nightmare. So I fly, my birthday's the 24th. I fly out on the 25th. So hopefully we can do it before that, but I'll get Sandy Johnson on. I reached out to Sandy Johnson, who played Judith in the original Halloween. We're going to try and get her on and talk to her. She's been on a bunch of other little podcasts throughout the web. She tells me that she does one a month, which is really cool. But I want to get her on, and I met her at the 40th anniversary convention a couple years ago. But I didn't have a chance to talk to her.
Such a real nice sweetheart. Like I follow her on Instagram. Very sweet. And I see the post, and it's so cool watching her create these cool little fun scenes. I think she's doing that with her spouse, right? I think her spouse is playing Michael.
Yes, and it's been her husband for decades. Now,
okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's really cool. I saw her husband at the convention. I didn't get the chance to meet him, but he's all white hair now, and he's got this long white beard. He kind of looks like Santa Claus. I have no doubt, or I wouldn't be surprised if he hasn't played Santa Claus at some Christmas party or something, because he fits the role so well. But they've been together for years, and she was very sweet when I talked to her. Unfortunately, it was so packed, and I was so busy doing other things that I didn't get a chance to sort of get her on camera like I did Dean Cundy and others. So I reached out to her and I said, do you want to come on the show? And she said, yeah, I'm more than happy to do that. But she's doing other shows until May. So we're going to try and get her on McRae Live in May. And then, of course, I would also like to reach out to James Jude Courtney. I'd like to see if I can get Nick Castle on. Because what I want to do is there's always questions. There's always going to be retread somewhere, right? There's sort of those default questions that generally everybody seems to ask. But I want to do my due diligence and make it, ask some questions that maybe they've not ever been asked before, but they don't usually get asked a lot. Like, I really want to know more about them and who they are.
Yeah, what did she do beyond Halloween?
Yeah, and what makes, just sort of really dive into the, as comfortable as they feel. I mean, if they don't want to talk about it, they don't want to talk about it. But just kind of do that a bit, and talk about, of course, Halloween and all that jazz, but sort of just kind of, you're a human being. You're a person. Let's find out who you are.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, let's find out who you are. What's your favorite sandwich? What's your favorite television show?
What's your favorite sandwich, by the way?
My favorite sandwich? I have no fucking idea. I think when I was a kid, my favorite sandwich used to be this is so strange because it's more of a placebo effect, really. But my favorite sandwich, because I thought it was amazing, but really it's like, it's this thing. But my mother used to make it. So, and it was a placebo effect in the sense that I thought it tasted better than it really did because it's my mom making it. It was a toasted peanut butter and jam, or as they like to say south of the border, jelly, but a toasted peanut butter and jam sandwich.
Cool.
But it was toasted. It was like 2 pieces of toast with peanut butter and jam on it, and you just put it together. Like, I mean, it wasn't like I've had it since.
Touch thing is what it is.
I've made it myself, and I'm like, this is what the hell was I going? But I loved it. I don't know what it was. It was amazing. I haven't had it in years, mind you, but that's what it was for me growing up as a young kid. And but yeah, just those things, and beyond that, and did you ever want to direct? Did you ever want to do this? If I have an opportunity. If I have an opportunity to speak to James Jude Courtney, I'd like to dive into that, like, of course, Halloween and all that stuff. But I want to dive beyond that. I want to find out, who he is and kind of bring it full circle. And, because I find those things fascinating too, not just Halloween, but I understand that people want to know about Halloween. They want to know about Halloween, right? But I want to have a different angle to it. I want to have some questions that maybe they've never been asked before, even about Halloween. So we'll see. We'll see.
Frank's is bologna and whipped cream. That's a cool sandwich combination.
Bologna and whipped cream is amazing.
Mine's lame. Well, okay, I exclude the turkey wrap because the turkey wrap to me is more like, it's more my health food. A sandwich to me is something where I'll cheat and I'll go, okay. But it's really lame because I've been this way since I was a kid. And it's like, it's the same thing with you. It's the mom connection and making it for me.
Right.
Even to this day, it's nothing fancy, but it's a good old fashioned grilled cheese sandwich. But it's the touch of when mom makes it, it's better. You know what I mean? Versus when I make it, it's like, it's a grilled cheese sandwich. But I love me a grilled cheese sandwich.
Now, do you...
And no, I don't do it like Benny and June at the end where they're doing it with the iron.
No. I was just going to say, I haven't had a grilled cheese sandwich in years.
I just had it yesterday, the day when it snowed a few days ago.
That's really cool. Do you have a grilled cheese sandwich, and do you dunk your grilled cheese sandwich in ketchup?
Tomato soup.
Tomato soup.
Day, it's tomato soup. I'll dunk it in tomato soup.
Yeah. Tomato soup. That sounds pretty good too. Toronto Freddy sends a super chat. He says, "Congratulations on 20,000, Dave." Yes, I won $20,000. No. I'm just kidding. He's congratulated me on 20,000 subscribers. Been with you since 2. That's amazing. That's awesome. Yes, tomorrow morning on McRae Live. I usually say this at the end of the show, but tomorrow morning on McRae Live. 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the channel. It's going to be sort of an all Q&A because it's a 20,000 subscriber celebration. So I'm doing an all Q&A and we'll just have fun for about an hour and a half tomorrow morning doing that. So if you're around tomorrow, if you have some time, tune into that 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning. But it is crazy to think. I mean, I think I was at when I started this, it was the summer of 2017. Again, for those of you that might be new and may not know, I've actually had this channel since 2006. So you could say that I was one of the
like
first
the
to get a
beginning of
channel.
YouTube.
Yeah. So, but I just uploaded just, you know, the little Halloween shorts, the experimental things I was doing, Michael Myers stuff, you know, all that kind of jazz. I never really put my face out there with any sort of consistency anyway, and doing this kind of thing. And then in 2017, I started doing it. I think the first video I did that really got the ball rolling was a video where I was shooting it on my phone. It was just in here, no setup. I was using the mic from my phone, everything. And I was talking about just, I think, like what I think they needed to do, the new Halloween movie, which wasn't coming out for like another year and a half, what they needed to do to be successful or something. And that got like 5,000 views. And of course, for a channel that wasn't uploading any content really, that was a lot. It was like, wow, 5,000 views. That's pretty awesome. And then the video that really sort of took my channel to the next level was the video I did on Jamie Lee Curtis returning. And that was in September of 2017. And that was that, I think I got like 10,000 on that or something. And again, like now I you know, to get 10,000, I can do that. I've done it quite a few times, but back then it was like the first time I had done that with the video. I mean, my fan films had gotten that, but in terms of me just talking, it was really cool. And at that time, I think I had like maybe 800 subs or something like that. And then just, yeah, I mean, to think I'm at 20,000 now is
a long journey to that 20K.
Is crazy. But like I said on a McRae Live a week or so ago, the subscribers is cool. It's really important. And that's awesome that people feel like they want to subscribe to me. I think that's awesome. I mean, I wouldn't say don't do that. But what's really important to me is the sense of, and I sincerely mean this, the sense of community that, and it's not just exclusive to my channel. If you are successful, if you gain a following, if you're you know, real and you're putting content out there, naturally you will gain a sense of community. I really love that. I mean, it's the viewer engagement, it's the comments, it's the, you guys tune in not just to see, at least I get a sense of this, you tune in to watch Tony and I and to hear what we have to say, but you tune in because you're going to get to chat with the buddy you were talking to last week in the chat room, you know, or you're kind of making cyber friends in the chat room, which is really awesome. And Tony and I have talked about that before. Like, that's cool. Like, we find that almost the most rewarding in the sense that you guys are gaining a sense of community here as well. You know, outside of even what we're doing, like we're just kind of here in the background and you guys are shooting the shit, talking movies with us, but it's that, I mean, that's really cool. Like, you know what I mean? And Tony, I know you agree with that. Like, it's just the sense of community that we're building is really awesome. Not just here on the show, but here on the channel. And Tony's a part of the channel.
No, I agree with that. You know, very rarely, I will say this, you know, four people I've actually had to block off of my Instagram that I have come from here because they didn't like a viewpoint that I had or an opinion that I shared. Right, they challenged me.
It happens
in the debate, in the messaging back and forth, you know, and they didn't like it. I'm like, well, why are you challenging me if you don't like it? Because you got to expect a response. And got into the whole name calling thing. Besides that, well, what I was going to say is
no, I'm not condoning. I'm just saying, yeah, fuck it happens.
In the grander scale, everybody's been very cool. You know, I've been able to have mature debate conversations with people that, you know, me and Dave have talked about. You know, back in the day, pre-social media, you'd get together with your buddies and just shoot the shit and talk movies. Whether you agreed or not, you just shoot the shit, you know. And like Dave just said here, virtually through chat, I've been able to, through the channel and connecting with you guys now on Instagram, I've been able to do that. You know, we don't always agree on shit all the time, but for the most part, everyone's mature, civil. You know, the film addict and I, we were talking about Birds of Prey. We're not seeing eye to eye on it, but it's a mature discussion. You know, we were talking about it before we went live tonight.
That's right. And
what I didn't like about it and elements surrounding it, I didn't like, you know, but it wasn't like, you motherfucker did it. You know what I mean? We weren't, you know, and for the most part, that's what we get here. We get mostly mature people who talk to us, communicate with us, have open discussion. You know, unfortunately, you do get the one or two people that don't like what you have to say, even though they're challenging you, and then resort to the name calling shit, which that's, at that point, you're done. I block you, you're gone. If you resort to name call, if you can't respect me like I'm respecting you, goodbye.
Well, I mean, you know what? I mean, look, I mean, you know, it's par for the course, and anybody that is commenting, and again, I try to read as many of the comments as I can. I can't read every comment. Non-Halloween related videos are easier to read than Halloween related videos, because whenever I do a Halloween related video, it's inevitable that the comment section will be full of like 500 comments. If I do something that's non-Halloween related, maybe there'll be 40 or something. So I try to read as many as I can, but I can't read everything. It's impossible. I certainly can't respond to everything. But I mean, 98, even maybe 98.5% of the comments are always great.
Exactly.
You know, even if they disagree or whatever, any comment that is
in a
sort
world
of that,
with a lot of toxicity, that's fucking awesome.
it is. But anytime there's a comment that is that, what would be perceived as a troll or whatever, you know, I mean, clearly that's either somebody who's, you know, got the IQ of a turnip, or somebody who, you know, I mean, is, I don't know, 17 years old. I mean, I don't, it's just, when you
find out they're grown adults, isn't it?
And yeah, well, it is, it can be, but that's why it's kind of like, if you are a grown adult, I don't care. I really don't give a fuck. You know, I really don't care. And I will never remove a comment if it's disagreeing with me, or if it's like, oh, that's lame or that's dumb. I'll never remove that. The only time I'll remove a comment is if it becomes, you know, racist or just unnecessary, gratuitous, sort of belligerent kind of, because it's unnecessary. Like, it's not necessary, you know, to do that. And it's my channel. So, I mean, I'm, you know, it's completely unnecessary. But to state a difference of opinion, that's always welcome, as long as it's mature.
Absolutely.
And it's because that's what it's all about. You know, that's what it's all about. But yeah, it's just like, fuck these people, man.
You got a couple super chats. Make sure you get them.
Yes, getting them right now. So super chat. Okay. PC Pierce says, Dave, Joker, Parasite, which is the better film? Well, they're two very different movies. So it's hard to say which is better.
Both great films. I mean,
they're
really
incredible films, both of them. But they're very different. So
if you haven't seen Parasite, guys, because I know a lot of you have seen Joker, please go fucking see it.
I would say that when it comes to Joker, I loved Joker, but I expected to love Joker. So I wasn't really surprised by anything. There wasn't anything in Joker that surprised me per se. I just walked out going, yes. It was just a confirmation of what I already expected. When I watched Parasite, and Parasite is interesting because it's a foreign film, South Korean film. It's a subtitled film. So you have to keep in mind that that you will be reading and watching. Now, intuitively, instinctually, our minds are not, you know, there are some people that love that, some people that don't, some people can do it, some people can't. But intuitively, when you're watching a movie, it seems counterintuitive to have to read and watch and read and watch. And for many years, I didn't like subtitled films not because I didn't like the movie, but because I always found it, not anymore though, but I used to find it difficult to find that rhythm where you're reading, watching, reading, watching. It's like a dance. And it took me probably a number of years, or I would say a number of films that are subtitled, to find that rhythm. And now when I watch a subtitled film, it still takes me about maybe 10, 15 minutes to find that rhythm. You know, how fast are is the text on the screen? How fast is the action? What's going on? You know, and then eventually I find that rhythm, right? And I'm like, and then I'm totally okay. And with Parasite, I knew it was getting, you know, Oscar buzz. It won the Golden Globe. It was, you know, this, that, and the other. And people were, and I'm like, well, what is it? And, you know, I read the synopsis and I'm like, well, okay, it sounds kind of cool. You know, I watched the trailer. I'm okay. I watch it and I'm in that rhythm. I get in that groove and I'm just like, and then there's that shift that happens, that change where it suddenly becomes almost like a different movie. And I guess I was just always, with Joker, it was like, yeah, it was amazing, but I expected it to be amazing. With Parasite, I'm hearing it's amazing, but I don't know, is it? Like, it's, you know, I'm like, what's going on? And I found myself watch it going, oh, dude, yes, this is good. Oh, nice choice. Nice. Oh, I didn't see that. Ooh, interesting. I found myself, I guess in some sort of way, almost maybe enjoying myself more than I did Joker, but not that I didn't enjoy Joker. It was that unexpected kind of thing. It's hard to compare the two.
That's what Peanut Butter Falcon was like for me. That was an unexpected, like, oh, whoa, shit, this is a fucking good flick. But I got an easy training method for you with subtitles on how to train yourself to actually get used to it.
Well, I'm totally okay now. Totally okay now, but I didn't used to be, though.
But if you ever need help, if you ever need to find your way to get back into your groove, just spend about a week or so watching this, because there's not a lot of dialogues, very simple, very direct, but just spend a week on Pornhub and you're good to go. With the subtitles, you're awesome. Just a lot of ooh ah fuck me, ooh ah fuck me.
Tony will be here all week, ladies and gentlemen. Tony will be here all week. Super chat comes in from Dreed Mem77. Dave, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Really appreciate it. Dave, Tony, now that the Star Wars Skywalker saga is complete, how would you rank the 9 main Star Wars movies? The ranking is based on your least favorite to your most favorite. Congrats on 20,000, by the way. Thank you very much. Okay, well, I just did this a little while ago. Yeah, I did this a little while ago in my head, but I would say that off the top of my head, my favorite is still The Empire Strikes Back. I think that is the quintessential almost sequel. I think it's an incredible film. I think next in line after that would probably be, this can change depending on my mood and how I'm feeling, would be either Return of the Jedi or A New Hope. It's still the original trilogy. I'm spitting on the mic there. It's still the original trilogy, no matter which order it is or it's in, it still goes there. Fourth would be probably The Force Awakens would be fourth, but then maybe followed closely again, depending on how I'm feeling, by The Rise of Skywalker. I enjoyed that movie. I don't think it's an incredible film or anything, but I certainly enjoyed it after the debacle of The Last Jedi. And then after The Rise of Skywalker would probably come Solo, probably, then followed by Rogue One, then followed by Revenge of the Sith, and then maybe the Phantom Menace, maybe, then Attack of the Clones, and then Last Jedi.
Wow, ours is going to be very different. We are very different. It's interesting. See, me and Dave don't always agree on everything.
We don't always agree on everything, man. Tony's favorite is Revenge of the Sith, I think. So, I mean...
No, it's Return. It was Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi was the first one I saw. That got me into it. That hooked me. So that would be me for 1. 2 is Revenge of the Sith. I love Revenge of the Sith. So that would be 2. 3, Empire. After that, then New Hope. Then after that would be Rogue One. After that, are we counting Mandalorian? Or no, since that's a TV series.
No, we just got the films.
Okay. Just making sure, because that technically
the main
is
12 films.
Part of it's kind of a part of the Skywalker thing, because it's what happened after Jedi. Which is great. I finally watched that. It's a great series.
It is
so
great.
Yeah. So what did I say? I said Return the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, New Hope. I'm sorry, Empire, New Hope, Rogue One. Then for me, Attack of the Clones. Then Solo. Then Phantom Menace, then Rise, then the one we don't speak of.
Last Jedi. Where do you put The Force Awakens?
Oh, shit. Right after A New Hope. I'm Rogue One. So
okay,
right
cool.
Rogue One,
all right.
New Hope. I forget there's Force Awakens.
The Force.
Yeah, Rise and Rise and The Last Jedi are at the bottom of the list for me. So, but see, me and Dave don't always agree on it. We just
always agree.
See it differently. That's it. You know?
We see it differently. Super chat comes from Maka525 says, I was in deep dep. Your channel saved me. Oh, deep depression. I see. Okay, I did. Sorry, buddy.
Dude,
I didn't realize that's how you say
it.
At all. Well, you know what, buddy. You know what? That's awesome to hear. In terms of this channel was able to be, I'm happy that this channel was able to be a outlet for you to find some peace and find some entertainment and. Something that was able to sort of keep your mind distracted, which is awesome. And hopefully, whatever it is that you were or you are continuing to struggle in your life, do your very best to surround yourself with people that that can help to lift you up when you feel down, you know, or just there to listen sometimes. You know what I mean?
Sure. No, I mean, yeah, I didn't see that. When you were leading up to it, I didn't see that question or
yeah.
Thing.
No, I thought it was funny too. I thought it was a deep depth thing. I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't know what it was.
But I've had a few people, and I won't disclose their name, but have sent me messages on Instagram saying this exact same thing, that they watch us, they like the show, it helps them with their depression, and that's in part another reason why we keep coming back and doing this is because
100%.
You know what I mean? If it helps you guys out in any way, shape, or form, do I ever claim to be the most knowledgeable person? Fuck no. There's a lot of you who are way more knowledgeable than me at this shit, and I always encourage you guys to go and do it yourselves. You know what I mean? Like, and make the content yourselves and talk about it, because there is a sense of therapy when you are able to communicate with people that you can relate to on a certain topic. So it's horror movies and talking about horror movies. That's why I love talking horror movies with you guys, because you can relate. You understand when I'm sharing a moment, behind the scenes moment on a photo shoot, you guys understand my excitement because you know the character. So, you know, there's that connection there. Even though you're not there with me, you sort of are there with me. So
yeah, exactly.
It's cool that we get to do this for you guys.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. Let me see here. I think that was that one. And then the super chat from PC Pierce says, what Friday has the best Jason under the mask look? Oh, well, you know, again, I'm old school, so I'm going to go probably Ted White from Friday 4. That's me. What about you?
Isn't he the same look Friday 2 or 3? I mean, isn't it the same, like before he puts the hockey mask on?
Oh, it's similar. Yeah.
Like the facial look. I would have to go
similar.
Yeah, that 3 and 4 version of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I love 6, don't get me wrong, and it's my 3rd favorite in the franchise. But yeah, as far as the physical look without the hockey mask or the sack, because I like Mountain Man Sackhead Jason, honestly, the best.
He's cool.
To be honest with you, I got to say that because he's got the metal hair going. He just fucking looks like he belongs in
when he comes through the window at the end there.
Yeah, he looks like he belongs in the hills of like fucking West Virginia or fucking Iowa. Not the hills of Iowa, but hills of West Virginia and the Black Mountains there up in South Dakota. He just looks like he belongs there. So I'm going to retract 3 and 4 and say Jason 2.
Yeah, he looks like, I swear to God. And here's a meme for all you guys out there.
You know what?
That's what he looks like when he's coming through the window. He's like,
no, forget a meme. I got a challenge. I got a challenge for someone out there who's good at editing. You need to take a video of Dave, and you need to take Dave doing all his crazy antics, and opposite to that, as a cut-in, you need to have Joe Rogan. Just Joe Rogan being Joe Rogan, reacting to Dave's craziness.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny.
That shit would be hilarious. Somebody's got to do that shit.
That would be funny. That would be funny. I'm telling you, it would be funny. Ryan Andrew Allen says, thoughts on Jason Goes to Hell? I don't have many. What about you? I don't like the movie at all.
The girl's ass in the beginning of the shower scene looks great.
For half a second, I thought that was the name in the chat room. The girl's ass in the shower scene at the beginning says... That'd be a great name for a channel. The girl's ass at the beginning of the shower scene.
Fine ass, you know. I mean, that girl, the cop, she's hot. She's really hot.
Oh, at the beginning of Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah, well, yeah, I will. Yeah. I as a heterosexual man, I have to agree. The Film Addict says favorite rock singer. Where'd you go here? The Film Addict. Where'd you go? I lost you. No, wait. There was more to it. There was more to it. Oh no, I lost it.
Favorite rock singer. Also, did you guys heard that Ozzy Osbourne? Yeah, is dealing with Parkinson's.
Yes, he is. He's got Parkinson's. That's too bad. Aaron Anderson super chat says only English-speaking movies should qualify for an Oscar. Just my opinion. Also, it should be awesome if you had Cody Leach on McRae live. I disagree. I don't think it should be only English-speaking movies should qualify for an Oscar because the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences is celebrating movies, and it's celebrating the world of movies, not just Hollywood movies, but the world of movies. Now, that doesn't mean that there are not countries around the world that have their own film industry and what would be perceived as their own version of Hollywood, like Bollywood in India and things like that. But Hollywood is seen around the world as sort of the big leagues of movies. Now, that doesn't mean that Hollywood always dishes out good movies. They don't always dish out good movies. Some of the best movies around the world are foreign films, non-English speaking movies. And I respect your opinion on that. But when you make a good movie is a good movie, and Hollywood, the Oscars, the Academy Awards are honoring the best in film, not the best in American film, the best in film. And I think that if a film can break the mold and make its way into a best picture category, because they have best foreign language film, right? They do have that. That is a category at the Oscars. Yeah. But I think a foreign language, if it's good, if it's good enough to be best foreign language film, but you know what, best movie overall, I think that's great. I think it's awesome. So I respect your opinion, but I disagree on that.
To me, I don't know if you feel this way with about a film that has a foreign language to it. The language to me becomes almost second nature with the good acting and good directing, that you 100%. you know what's going on. It transcends into the film. You know what's conveying as far as the message, that regardless of the language, it doesn't matter at that point. So that's I agree with you. I disagree with the statement. I think it's really open. But you didn't answer the Film Addicts question. Who is your favorite rock singer?
Oh, favorite rock singer. Oh, I didn't even answer. Favorite rock singer.
You kind of like went right over it. And
favorite rock singer. Well, Tony brings me back. He brings me back because the Film Addict was like,
fuck you, man. Come on.
Fuck McRae. My favorite rock singer. And then I'll finish Aaron's there as well. My favorite rock singer. Not band, rock singer.
Yeah, are you referring to like a lead singer to a band or solo rock singer? Because if it's a lead singer to a band, if it's lead singer to a band, I always got to go with Freddie Mercury. No one's vocals ever really came.
Yes.
No one came close to him. If we're talking lead
listen,
singer
I'll just say Freddie Mercury. I mean, the dude was fucking outstanding.
Band. He said band. So
okay, well, I would say my favorite band of all time is AC/DC, but Queen is like right there. Like
his lead vocals is just almost unmatched.
One of the greatest frontmen of all time. And then, of course, also it would be awesome if you had Cody Leach on McRae Live. Well, like I said, I am beginning the process of reaching out to people to see if they want to come on McRae Live. Cecil Laird of The Horror Show was on here a couple of weeks ago. I've reached out to Mike and Jay from We Watched a Movie, Wham, the guys at Wham, because we've been meaning to collaborate and do something as well. They also want to come on this show as well. So I asked them if they wanted to come on McRae Live. We were going to do it a couple of weeks ago, but something came up. We were going to do it this week, but something came up. So we're going to try and do it next week. I'm going to touch base with Mike this coming weekend and see sort of what his schedule is like for the following week. And we're going to try and get them on. And but I want to die, like, you know, it's going to be fun, going to be crazy, but I also want to find out, you know, I want to go behind the scenes of Mike and Jay. I want to find out who are Mike and Jay. You know, who are these guys? What, you know, how long have they known each other? What made them start this? You know, do they have fights? Do they agree? Have they ever had a falling out? Now, of course, if they don't want to answer anything that they feel uncomfortable with, that's fine. But I just want to kind of talk about who they are, you know, and talk about their channel and have some fun and, you know, really get to know the men behind the mask. And then I'm going to get Tony on here as well, on the show as well. We'll get Tony. I'm going to ask him about his career and his stuff and find out what, you know,
deep and personal.
Yeah, exactly. And have some fun. Now, not personal. I'm never going to get personal with anybody that I bring on that's uncomfortable. I'm not going to get that personal, but just kind of some kind of anecdotal, fun, quirky kind of things that maybe people don't know about you. You know, people don't know about Mike and Jay. I mean, they see Mike and Jay as the fuck sticks, fuck guys, but you know, hey, did you know that, I mean, a lot of people probably do, but Mike's a dad. Yeah, you know, he's a dad. He's a husband. You know, he's a husband and a father, you know, and he's got a family and a beautiful wife. And, you know, there's other things to know about these guys, you know, which is really cool. So,
oh, I can't wait to do it, man. I'm going to go you remember the crazy guy from The Water Boy, the crazy redneck that and starts rubbing his, that's going to be guys.
That's awesome.
Totally
That's awesome.
Tony.
That's awesome. And now I have yet to reach out to Cody, but Cody is on the list, right? I'm going to reach out to Jimmy Champagne, and I can't force anybody to come on, but I want to extend the invitation. And if their schedules jive, then hopefully they'll come on and talk some shop. But it's not going to all be about them and their lives. Obviously, we'll talk movies and horror and stuff, but certainly I want to make it fun. And that's so yes, Cody definitely I will extend an invitation to soon. PC Pierce says, what's your got to order? What's your go-to? Excuse me. For some reason I said that got to. What's your go-to order at an Italian restaurant?
Oh, you're talking my language. That's my nationality. Well,
pasta.
Half of my nationality. My father and his family are from Italy. Meatballs and sausage, or sausage and peppers is good. Meatballs and sausage. Menegat is really good as well too. Especially if it's got a good sauce to it. That's the key thing. If it's got a good sauce,
right?
It would be the Menegat with sauce, meatballs, sausage, sauce,
right?
Sausages and peppers as a side dish,
anything like that. I would see my uncle, my mom's brother, who obviously he's British, but he's lived in Italy for decades, and he can speak 4 different languages, and he's fluent in Italian and everything. And he made something when my mother. This is kind of a sad part of the story, but nonetheless, when my mother was dying of cancer in 2011, obviously my uncle came over from Italy, and because we had a home death, and one night my uncle made I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but he made something for dinner. Now, when you live in Italy, the pasta and the ingredients and the things over there, it's very different than what you get in the store over in, you know, the stores over here in North America. So we went to the grocery store, and he was always like, where's this? I don't get it. What's all this stuff? Because they're used to buying things so pure, and he'll go and buy bread, but it's like, if he doesn't eat that bread the same day, it's like rock hard the next day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, so long story short, he made this really nice Italian meal, and I forget, I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, but it was something like Ilia Ulio Peperoncino. It was something like that. Yeah. And it was just divine. It was amazing. And so I don't know if that's something he created or if that was a dish over there, but that's something I would love to eat again. And but if we were talking about like a North American Italian restaurant, I'd probably just something like, spaghetti meatballs, spicy sausage, something like that, you know, kind of a traditional sort of, I like a little spice. You know, that's always kind of nice. Get a little kick in there.
Spicy food. I can't do spicy
I
food.
can only eat a little bit, like just a little bit though, because my nose begins to run.
Yeah.
It's like running like a racehorse, man. Like,
yeah, like that show that's on YouTube where they're doing all the hot chicken wing. I wouldn't last long at all. I'd be out probably after the first, because I can't handle spicy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here. Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 I can handle a little bit, but nothing crazy. I mean, my nose will run if I eat like a spicy, pepperoni stick. I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, fuck, no. It's like, Dave, it's just a pepperoni stick. I know, but it's spicy.
Wow. Ryan Andrew Allen, more info on the two of you working on a fan film together. Yeah, look, Dave's got his plate full with It's Me, Billy, and then he's got also the Nightmare thing that he's doing. So once Dave is done with that, and he can focus the attention with me on the Halloween fan film that we want to collaborate on, that's when we're going to go forward with it. Because, guys, you don't understand, man. It's just doing fan films, like he's doing 2 already. That's a lot already to have on his plate. So to try to do a 3rd one, it's just too much, because when Dave says, Tony, okay, dude, let's fucking go, then it's let's fucking go, and it's 100% in, balls to the fucking wall, and make sure you guys get the fucking best. Not, okay, Tony, I got to wait, and, you know, because then you get into, that's when you start putting out shit. And if it takes a few years till he's done with doing, then it takes a few years. I'm in no fucking rush to get it right and do it right.
Yeah. Yeah. Because what people have to understand too is, you know, fan films are evolving. And I was talking
Big
about this.
time evolving.
I was talking about this on Eddie Green's podcast the other day, which
You
I
did
did
it with Eddie.
I did.
Eddie's
Yep.
a good guy.
Very good guy. Great guy. And I was saying that the world of fan films is evolving, and it's in large part, not that there weren't really good, high quality, good production value fan films prior to Never Hike Alone. There were, but Never Hike Alone raised the bar to levels of in the horror genre, fan films we had yet to see. And when you watch the behind the scenes making of Never Hike Alone, they weren't making, I mean, it's a fan film by definition, but they weren't making just a little fan film. They're making a movie.
Yeah.
And when you go through, when you go through the process, we're independent filmmakers. So when you make the choice and the decision to take it to the next level, it's no longer just an after school, backyard fan. I mean, this is a movie that you're making. So there's a process and a sequence of events that you have to go through. There's stages of production. There's marketing, distribution. Now, distribution meaning online, of course. We can't make any profit off of it. But there's stages that we're going through. I mean, Cecil right now is up to his, and we love it. We love it, but it's hard work because, that's what you're doing. You're spending thousands of dollars going through the process and, development and pre-production, production, post-production, hiring these people and doing this and location scouting and this. You're making a movie. And when you see the end result, when you look at Never Hike Alone, that's a movie. Now it is fan film by category, subgenre or something like that, sure, but it's no longer the fan films are evolving from what they were 15 years ago and to the backyard sort of at your home with your friends with your home camera to movies.
Yeah.
And now, so I mean it's that's what they're evolving to, and so that's what Dylan's New Nightmare in terms of production value is going to be. That's the goal. With It's Me, Billy, that's the goal. I mean, that's the process we're going. That's why it takes so long. Like I had some people say, well, why isn't it, It's Me, Billy out yet? Because it's going to cost upwards of $50,000 to make it. Yeah. Because we're in development. We're going through the location scouting. I'm going to see a location this Saturday. On March the 21st, I'm driving up to Almont, Ontario to look at a location. I'm going, it's a process. And we're independent filmmakers, right? So a lot of the times we're doing multiple jobs, at once. And so it's that's why it takes long. And then, of course, the movie that Tony and I are talking about, we want that to be a movie, so it's
half-assed, you know what I mean?
Right. So so there's a process. So yes, it might take a few years to get to that point. But Tony and I are in no rush. We're in no rush because you want to do it right. I mean, look, It's Me, Billy. I announced It's Me, Billy last July. We still haven't shot it yet because there's a process that we have to go through. You write the script, you develop it, you go through drafts, you know what I mean? And then once that's done, then you start, a shot list and a this list and a that list, and you start to go through. It's a lot of work. There's been a lot of it's been a lot of Skype calls I've had with Bruce. There's been a lot of people I've been talking to and this kind of stuff. And so anyway, not to bore you all with that, but it's
important. It's not, and I think, even on a smaller scale, when you look at my photography, okay, if all of a sudden I posted a picture of Jason standing by a pool in my backyard, a lot of you would look at it and go, what the fuck's he doing? Right. It would really throw off the bar that I set on my Instagram account with how good I want these photos to be and why I don't rush to post a picture every single day.
Right,
do you know, this is the fact. I took a shot of my buddy last year standing at the top of a staircase dressed as Michael for that iconic Nick Castle's Top of the Staircase tribute shot. Yep. My way of doing it. Except what happened was my buddy that was the first one that did it, he was a little bit too tall. He ended up looking a little bit like Dick Warlock. I never shared it. I never shared the picture.
Right.
Eddie, who the guy you did the podcast with, came up from Florida to, he did a cosplay Michael for me. He was the perfect height, had the right frame and everything. I had the new mask with me, did the exact same shot. It's butter.
Have you released it yet?
This is not yet. I'm still editing it and tweaking it, but it's exactly what I wanted it to be.
Can you give me a sneak peek privately?
Oh, sure. Oh, for sure. I can totally give that to you privately.
Awesome.
But if I had posted it a year ago,
Right.
yeah, people would have been like, golf clap, good.
Right.
You know,
Sure.
When you guys see this is what Halloween fans want. It has a it's not in an actual house similar to where Castle was, but you get what I'm doing. The tribute photo that I'm creating. So when I started that, and I noticed a lot of people who do horror themed photos now that cosplay follow me, and they've even started to up their game. Like, oh, he's doing this. We need to, up our game of photography and what we're giving to people on our content, and not just, let me stand in my doorway in my bedroom dressed as a character.
Well, that's it too. And it's the kind of thing where it's like, it's and look, I mean, can anybody do this? No. I mean, is it easier because Tony's a photographer and he works in the industry? Yes. Is it easier because, I work in the industry and Bruce works in the industry and he works at a place of business where they rent out this gear that you need? Yes, of course. And so having connections always makes things easier, but the process is still the same. And it's making that decision to say, well, this is the bar that's been set. We can't deliver a, It's Me, Billy Black Christmas fan film that looks like it was shot in 2003. People expect now, because it's always going to be compared to Never Hike Alone. And that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing because it challenges us as filmmakers and as creators to be like, okay, all right, let's do it, right? You got to push it. And then, you're always kind of topping each other. And that's important, and it hones the skills. It keeps the creative juices flowing. And we're really excited about it. I mean, Tony and I are excited about this Halloween idea. I'm excited about It's Me, Billy, and just, I've been sharing some ideas with Tony about it's Me, Billy, and the things we're doing with it. And it's fun. But taking it to that, these things take time, and because we want to do it right, because you guys deserve that. You guys deserve it.
You guys deserve it. You don't want something half-assed. Ryan did conclude that question with who's going to direct it, and Dave. To be a director, man, you've got to be the captain. You've got to be willing to be the one to make decisions and what's happening, and you also have to be the one who's controlling the show. For me, I would do cinematography, focus in on the scene. I don't have to worry about what the actors are doing. My job is to make sure what Dave's trying to have come off on camera looks right. Everyone's in this, their markings, the lighting looks good, and then that's also where I'm taking my notes. Like, okay, well, we got this nice shot here. Dave, what do you think? Should we do an over the shoulder? That's the job of the cinematographer. That's where my mindset has to be constantly thinking. People don't realize this is why you have people doing different shit, because there's a fucking lot going on. Directors got to make sure everyone's doing their job as far as the acting. The director can't be worried about, okay, is the shot lined up? Is the lighting right? Like, he's just got to stay focused in on the scene with his actors, Right. That's all and if we get Danielle and Ellie, he is going to give me one scene to call action to Danielle.
Yes, it'll be the nude scene. But
fuck you, man! Come on.
That's right. Let me see here. Lost Boys, Boyus, I think I'm saying that right, says, how do you feel about Child's Play 2019 now? I haven't watched it actually since I last watched it. So yeah, I don't know. Verisimilitude says, Dave, are you doing any research on serial killers before playing Freddy? No, I'm not. I don't feel the need to. But I know that in the next few, the next few months, I'm going to, Miko and I are going to hook up and sort of, talk about our sort of, our approach, and what we want to do with it. Of course, with Cecil's blessing, of course, he has to approve it. We can't just do whatever the fuck we want. Judith Beasley says,
I bet you're going to do if I were to guess right now, knowing you're going to do a good hybrid of you.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a subtlety of Robert. I don't think you're going to go full blown plagiarize copy Robert, because I don't think you would want to do that. I think you want to make the character your own, but I think there's going to be subtleties that only true Freddy Krueger fans are going to pick up on and go, I saw what you did there.
Yeah, he's like,
that's my guess on how you're going to approach it.
Yeah, I can't wait to get the makeup on. That's just going to transform me and how I feel and how I look, and looking in the in the mirror and kind of just seeing that shit with my and with the makeup on and everything. It's just going to transform everything. It's going to be so cool. Yeah, Jude Beasley says Tarantulas have been dispatched to Toronto. Have they? Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Hans Gruber says need to go back to silent films. Oh, silent films. Some good silent films out there. The girl's ass at the beginning of the shower scene.
No, but you know what I wouldn't mind
Somebody
seeing them go
creates
back
an
to?
account. Somebody created an account. The girl's ass at the beginning of the shower scene. As per your request. Woo!
The girl's ass at the beginning of the shower scene.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. I wonder if that's the same guy who created Kevin Bacon's boner.
Probably. There was a Kevin Bacon boner super chat question, I thought.
Let me scroll down here. And again, folks, if we don't get to your questions, it's nothing personal, of course. There's a lot of people. Obviously, the super chats come first for obvious reasons, but we try to get to as many as we can. Aaron Anderson follows up with, thank you, Dave. Really love McRae Live and Two Dudes. It's probably my own ignorance for thinking Oscars was only U.S. films. Keep up the great content. That's okay, buddy. Hey, you know what? It's all about evolving and learning about what it is and all that kind of stuff. No, any film in the world can be nominated for an Oscar, as far as I know. I mean, maybe there's rules that Chinese films can't for whatever reason because of the culture and because of the fact that it's a because of the culture. I'm not sure, but there have been a plethora of foreign films nominated for Oscars, short films and feature-length films, whether it's Germany, France, Italy, Canada.
Didn't Kobe win for short film?
Kobe won a yeah, he did. He did.
Short animation or something like that.
He did. Yeah, for sure. All right, we'll go for a few more minutes here. Howard Stern. Oh, my God.
Howard Stern.
Stern is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Howard Stern. Hey, now, Dave, I love the channel. Are you a fan of me? Well, Howard, I am.
What's the
Howard
infamous thing from Private Parts? WNBC. Right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I haven't seen Private Parts in
forever.
Years. That was like 93 or something like that.
Something like that.
That's just crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. I don't think I missed any super chats. Let me go back here. No, I don't believe so.
Okay. All right. Just making sure you didn't. I thought I saw something there with something about Kevin Bacon's boner and something. And
hey, well, I mean, there's always room for Kevin Bacon's boner.
I know.
Exactly.
But there was a question, and I'm trying to find it. You keep answering while I look for this question.
Todd Fayer comes in. Todd Fayer is a great supporter of the channel and sends in a very generous super chat. Thank you, Todd. Really appreciate it. Hey, guys, if Halloween Kills and Ends happen in the same night, it will ruin the mystery of Myers, and the mood and atmosphere that Dave loves will be gone. What do you think about that? Actually, I don't. I think it, although it seems a little strange, and I think does he mean
same night from the 2018 film?
Yes.
Like it's all one night?
I did a video. There's a. I know you don't want to have spoilers. It's not really a spoiler per se. It's more that it's likely that this whole trilogy per se is happening all the same night.
Oh, yeah, that's not a spoiler.
And I think that is likely because somebody, Jim Dorsey, who's a supporter of the channel, had talked to Nick Castle at a convention back in the fall, and Nick said, Kills and Ends happen the same night. Well, if they happen the same night, that also means that H18 Kills and Ends happen all in one. So the entire thing happens in one night. I actually think, as weird as that might feel to some people, because it's not...
A lot can happen in one night.
A lot can. Now, you don't usually see 3 movies happen in one night. It seems a little strange. It feels kind of a little weird. But if you think about it logically, I think if you can pull it off, if you can extend it, it feels really organic. It doesn't feel shoehorned in. It feels like, that, okay, this shit is happening all in one night. It feels, there's going to be a lot, but it really does feel really, really good and rich. I think that's the best thing to do because there was very little doubt in my mind that Halloween Kills, at the very least, was going to pick up where Halloween 2018 left off.
I kind of figured,
100%. I said that long before it was alluded to. I said that in my Halloween sequel concept idea video, not because I'm, a genius, but because it makes the most logical sense when you look at the narrative and when you think of the momentum that they've created and the momentum they don't want to lose. So I think if you were to end Halloween Kills, on some sort of kind of final note, well, what's going to happen? Is Michael captured again to be put in the sanitarium again to only escape again? That seems really sort of anticlimactic. It seems like you're ruining a bit of momentum, and we don't want to see him captured and escape again. I think the vast majority of fans aren't going to like that. So I think Kills will end on some sort of epic cliffhanger, and preparing you for the resolution of the rest of the night, leading to dawn. I think Halloween Ends will end at dawn, very much like Halloween 2 from 1981 did. And I think that makes the most sense to keep the mood and the momentum there. Yeah, I think that makes it. So ironically, I think it actually will work, Todd. But thank you for your super chat.
Regarding to the ending, motherfucker better not burn, because I'm tired of seeing that. Motherfucker better not get shot down some fucking mine shaft. I've already seen that. Better not blow up. Okay. I don't want to see his head get chopped off, because I've seen that. They've got their work cut out for them, because you got to create a creative ending that's like, oh, okay, that's cool. You know what I mean? That's tough, because you look at the franchise and how it's ended. It's like, well, you know, like, to me, the 2018 film, what's changing my perspective now is the ending. At first, I thought was too similar to H2. You know, the house on fire, you know, Michael gets burned at the end of H2. Now that this hasn't ended and it's going forward, it has changed my opinion a little bit on the ending, because it's not a total H2 ripoff, even though I still feel it is. But yeah, you can't burn them, because, like I said, you've already done that in Halloween 2. Even though 2 is technically retcon, we've seen it, is what I'm saying. You don't want to shoot him down a mine shaft, because we saw that at the end of 4. You don't want to have his head chopped off, because they did that in H2O. Do I want to see this epic showdown between Jamie Lee and him? No, but I have a feeling that's what we're coming to, even though we got that in the 2018 film a little bit in the house. They had a little toe-to-toe moment. I wouldn't be surprised. Whoever ends up getting the final blow, I don't think it's going to be Jamie Lee. I think it's going to come from like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? A type moment, which I hope is what they do.
I've said this 1,000 times, and I'll say it just one last time here before we have to wrap up, is that I'm okay with him burning again.
Really?
But yeah, and because I had that happen to him and at the end of my sequel concept idea. Okay. But it's the story that revolves around it. You can't just light Michael on fire and have him burning as a means to killing him. It's the symbolism and the layers that surround it. And I'm not saying that they do this. I'm just saying that the key to really ending this, is you need to end it on more of a philosophical, it's more of a symbolic thing. So like in my sequel concept, obviously I have him burning, but he's burning with Laurie. Laurie and him die together. And I have that Judith lookalike, right? It's not Judith, but it's a lookalike character that's there. And if you watch, I did a whole video on my creative choice, why I made the decision. I call it the symbolism of Sandy, because the name of the character was Sandy, sort of a tip to the hat to Sandy Johnson. But, and she looks like Judith, and this character is used in there, but the burning and everything takes place in Judith's bedroom in the original Myers house. So it goes back to where it all began. It goes back to where the first killing was. You bring it full circle. Now, there's more to it than that, but that is sort of the layers. There's a lot to the Sandy, what Laurie recognizes in that, the luring of Michael to the Myers house. Michael is there's this epic shot that I would love to have done where Michael is lying unconscious on top of a police car that's smashed into the Myers house, the front end of the Myers house. And Laurie is upstairs and gasoline is leaking all over the place. The car, gasoline ignites the car, igniting the house, igniting Michael. And Michael's lying on top of the car, and then he sits up like this, his sit up, and he turns his head towards the camera, but he's on flames. Like, can you fucking imagine? Hey, we've seen him sit up, but you haven't seen him sit up like this. You know, like just that shot, he sits up and he's on flames and he turns like this. And then the Sandy, you know, girl is upstairs and she sees this below and she's like, oh my God, like she's being used as bait. But there's a lot of symbolism and layers around that. You got to listen to my sequel idea. And it's bringing, it's taking the connection of fate that was really prominent in the original Halloween, which was really all about and H2O. But when we go back to the original, which was the only one that exists in this new timeline, right? The idea of fate was all about her and Michael coming together at the end of that movie. It was the Boogeyman, as a matter of fact, it was. But you extend it now, and it's beyond that, and it's Laurie in a symbolic, philosophical way is really the only one that could. Now, is she actually the only one that could do it? Well, probably not. But I mean, in that symbolic sort of spiritual kind of way, she is. But it's not overt. It's not in your face. It's just she's the one that's got. And it ends in Judith's bedroom. You know, with her. I mean, she's on fire. I was like, oh my God, no, baby, everything. It's like, oh my God, and the town comes out to see this, and the Myers house is on flames. You know, where it all began. But you see, what the real crux of it is the end of the movie is a shot of where the Myers house used to be. And Tommy Doyle, in my sequel concept, Tommy was leaving with Karen and Allison and whatnot, and you see the car sort of drive off down the road. And it's like a drone shot sort of panning back, and you see where the Myers house used to be. It's gone, right? It's gone. It's gone. And you hear Dr. Loomis's quote from the TV version of Halloween, which is not officially canon, but you could take that out of there. And that quote is, "You think you fooled them, haven't you, Michael? But not me." And that's where you end it. And it ends like that, and it cuts to black and the credits roll. And the reason why that's so important to end it like that is because you're not literally showing that Michael's alive. How could he be? Right? I mean, that's impossible. How could it be? You're not literally showing his eyes opening or him coming out of a closet. The same fucking lame ass shit we've seen 1,000 times. You're playing it more maturely, right? You're playing, more. It's more mature. It's smart. It's more sophisticated. You're planting the seed of doubt in the audience's mind. Like, what? Wait, what? What? But you never make another movie, and you just leave it there. Like, what does that mean? Is he still out there? Is something still there? And that's the way you end it. You end it on more of a symbolic note, because you can't end it with his eyes opening or, because what the fuck? Like, we've seen that. Like, what does that mean then, right?
Can I modify your ending just a little bit?
Sure.
Just
I think we talked about this.
Yeah, it's not much. It's just a little tweak. So I like the idea. You've got Tommy, Karen, and Allison, driving off. I would change it, and I would have subtly, you hear Laurie's theme playing. The iconic Laurie theme playing, and then kicks in the Loomis speech. I met him.
You could do that. You could do that too.
The 6-year-old child with his blank, pale, emotionless face.
That's another way to do it. Yes.
The devil's eyes.
Yes.
And right there.
Yeah, that's another. But you see, that's another way of doing it too. That's great, right? You could probably do it both ways and see which one does well with test audiences, right? But the thing that's so important is that Tony is still on the same page. His idea is still, you don't have some right, but it's still the same symbolic, philosophical ending. It's not the cheap trick, chintzy shit we've seen 1,000 fucking times. Have the balls to end it, but plant the seed of doubt. That's all you have to do. You don't have to fucking water it, because the fans will water it themselves. Yep. You don't have to water it at all. You just put it in the ground, let it go, and the speculation will run rampant for the rest of history. And that is how you honor Michael Myers. That's how you end it. That's how, in my opinion. Now, could there be other ways to end it? Sure, but I think that's a smart way to do it. You know, in my mind, and that ending, like Tony said, make that small. Yeah, do both. See what people
literally
like.
The same thing. It's just you know
100%.
which one works, and that's what you do in filmmaking.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
Shoot multiple shots.
Okay, let me see here. Last super chat, Lost Boys. Boya says, you know, H2O was going to do a fake copycat killer. Yes, yeah, they were. They were going to do that, and I think it was going to be that nerdy guy with the long nose. I think too. Forget his name in it there, but. Something like that, whatever. All right, that's going to do it for episode 56 of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. Should
we let them know what the big one is next weekend?
Hey, the big one next weekend, Tony and I are going to be watching Joker next Monday night at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Joker. Tune in for that, folks.
For that one, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tune in for that. Hey, my name's Dave McCray. Thank you, everyone, for sending in super chats, supporting the channel, all your questions, even if they weren't super chats. You guys are amazing. We love you guys. If you want to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, right below me right there. And same with Tony Michael Photo and Tony Michael Pics. Tony, any last things you want to say before we skedaddle?
No, great stream tonight. Had a lot of fun watching Jason Liz with you guys. Good shit.
Good shit, man. Awesome stuff. We love you guys. Have a great week, and we will see you guys next time. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 11 o'clock a.m. on McCray Live. Alrighty. Cheers.